Hey guys, Beastforce here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. As we're going to break down 12 episodes of Phineas and Ferb in this video, towards Monster from the ID to Sci-Fi Pie Fly. And then the next episode of this breakdown in the video will be Meatless in Seattle, which will get a video on my own, of its own. I'm not speed running it or something, I just want to complete it as fast as possible as I can to get towards the Phineas and Ferb across the second dimension after I complete season 3, as we're so close, as we're halfway there at this point right now. I used to think season 3 was one of the weakest out of the season 4, but looking back at it now, I am wrong. Looking back at it now, it just keeps getting better and better with the weirdness, the jokes, the gags, the comedy and all that. It's started to become more of a apparent theme. And it's way better than season 1, even though season 1 has some good themes in season 2 as well, which I consider the best out of the season 2. And season 3 can be better than that with the animation getting better, with the new locations and the new shadowing and stuff. But I think I rank that as better than season 1, maybe in time to season 2, and maybe better than season 4 at times. As we're going to break down these episodes to get to where we are throughout the journeys of the characters continues towards the goal through season 3, as we're going to see why. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the rating system was, there's a detailed description down below, along with my other videos that also have the description down below on my playlist. Kaz and Kim Robinson comes back to write another episode of Phineas and Ferb called Monsters from the ID, premiered on February the 10th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. After losing a gift that Jerry made from her, Candice is determined to recreate it. Unfortunately, Candice can't remember what it looks like, but so she enlists Phineas and Ferb to use their mind machine to enter into her subconscious and recapture the memory. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofus's evil plan is to use the underwear and they are to take over the tri-state area, since everyone's greatest fear is being caught in public in their underwear. And we started the episode where Candice having pictures and photos. Of course, she's very obsessive with Jeremy.
Walking to a bus stop, cute. No, he dropped something. Jeremy!
You know he can't hear you from there. The only way that he can hear you from here is that if you're closer, but you're not, as he will take away from the bus. Too late. And this is a gift that Jeremy made for Candice, as he probably dropped it on purpose or accidental, but we're gonna know for sure.
It's in a farm. I'm losing you.
Candice looks weird with that thing with that hair.
No, no!
And you had to mess it up, didn't you? You threw the gift that Jeremy made into the sewers just like that. It can be relatable because imagine that the car keys enter the sewers like that and it goes away. That would be devastating.
1 million down.
I like how you can see a lot of houses there with different colors and everyone's in the window. Very nice detail.
Finds that I lost my gift.
Not really that much, but even though Jeremy would be devastated, that we see you being devastated at times, and Jeremy always be there for you.
What are you guys doing?
We enter Baljeet's subconscious in order to cure his fear of contraction.
Monsters of grammar.
Frankenstein? A mention to Frankenstein's brain in Phineas and Ferb?
Lavender.
It can't hurt me.
Ew. What'd it look like?
We see many characters, all in real life, that they have a very good photographic memory of what its design will look like, but some doesn't, and it's kind of relatable as Candice kind of forgets about it.
Enter your subconscious and retrieve your memory of what the gift looked like.
And we're gonna have another episode where Phineas helps his sister, and I like that. Another one.
Where is Perry?
And we cut into Doofus Evil Incorporated instead of Major Monogram briefing Perry about it, which gives a different vibe to it, but I'm fine with some.
Ariel looks like this.
Doofus watching himself eating cereal is pretty hilarious, and look at that.
My underwear. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Them up while you're walking around the house.
And that is pretty true. If you don't have an underwear that is your size, you're gonna probably see yourself naked, just like that. But I remember he has a Perry the Platypus in Bubble Boys.
Pants look all lumpy and
This is what he wears without a lab coat, as he wears a jumper, but there are different type of things he wears without a jumper, as he still wears the black thing underlying his lab coat.
Why do you do that? And despite appearances,
Being in public and suddenly realizing he's in his underwear.
This is pretty hilarious. His plan is to make an underwear near so that can make everyone half naked in public. Man, Doofus, that is evil. That is truly evil.
Marinator! Fear and embarrassment.
I know some of his evil plan is absolutely ridiculous, but this would work as well, even in embarrassment. But really, you really gonna do this?
Wait a minute, why is that dweeb going into my subconscious?
4 weeks in psychology camp last summer.
So how did that make you feel?
And there is the psychology camp. So Baoji went there last summer, so in this summer he going to hang around with Phineas and Ferb, which is new, but he has doing a lot of things, as we're gonna get more in the revival.
Close your eyes and count backwards from 4.
Where are we?
As we're inside of Candace's subconscious, you can see Smokey the rabbit there and the unicorn, and it plays a very similar theme in Inception and the movie that Christopher Nolan made in 2010.
Your shoes. I don't want you tracking mud in here.
I don't really blame Candace for wanting Phineas and Ferb and Baoji to take off their shoes, as they haven't stepped on mud yet.
Fine.
45 minutes to retrieve the memory before the boyfriend arrives.
I'd say the Jeremy Mountains.
And we see the subconscious of Jerry. There are a lot of Jeremys there, and you can't really blame her. It's becoming an obsessive since season 1.
The embodiment of your deepest, most primal urges.
It also means for ego and super ego, which is the 3 district, as in his psyche, Candace has an ego. Phineas and Ferb are goats in this subconscious,
Phineas and Ferb is some sort of prey.
and that reveals that the reason why Candace sees Phineas and Ferb as a prey is because they're building constructions nearly every single day, and that's why she wanted to bust her brothers, even though she's not busting them right now. That proves the evidence that Phineas and Ferb's prey is Candace Flynn.
Platypus, just a
I like this thing. It's like a cannon, as we see buttons in the side with it. Look at that. It looks so sick.
ratty setting on the underwear.
And Perry the Platypus, as it reveals in this episode, wears contact lenses. When you wear contact lenses and you put it in and out, it hurts. It's just like, wow, how are you going to put it inside your eyes? Using contact lenses like a magnifying glass to use the sun to get out of it. We've seen that before.
From the peaks and valleys of fickleness.
I like how Candace's subconscious fades to happy and sad. As you can see, it fades in and it fades out like that. Very neat effect for something like that.
Love-hate relationship with ambivalent feelings about it.
And ambivalence means the state of simulation, conflicts, reaction, beliefs, and feeling towards some objective. That's something that Candace has believed since the summer, as Baoji mentioned it, and I'll show you the screen of the rest.
Balls of anxiety.
They wear the same dress every day.
Has a rich internal life.
Beefy wasn't in this shot right here, but when we get to the next scene with the 4 of them, Beefy is right here eating his sandwich, and I'm thinking, where did he come from? But we'll see it as we get to the next scene.
What's he doing?
Crumbs all over.
Looks like Beaver's spending crumbs is forcing Candace's psyche to go crazy. As you can see, front face Phineas, and I really love the waterfall of the design here. As you can see, the eyeball. I can't talk too much about the animation of the stuff in this scene of Candace's subconscious because it looks stunning.
Of sweatiness.
He's a hyperventilation.
As you can see, Phineas, Candace, and Ferb and Baoji runs, and you can see water while they're going as they disappear.
Let me show you around. This place is a riot.
The duo between Buford and Isabel is very underrated, but we do get more of this in season 5 together.
What are you doing? Give me that. Got it. But
It's rarely you see Buford stop Perry the Platypus from getting out of the trap, but this is the episode of one of them, and he should be doing this more often if he wants to take over the tri-state area, but he doesn't, which is the reason why he loses every time.
see with your high-tech spy equipment.
Oh, Doofus, you have no idea. And he's got another one. Inside of Candace's subculture, you can see a lot of things there. It is very trippy. And another front face Phineas. And this song is called Deeper Into Your Mind, as Candace and the rest of the group travel to her subconscious, as Dan Prover, the voice of Doofus, provided the song. Front face Candace. As Candace opened the door in her subconscious, you could see skeletons comes in as it fades red. As Candace closes the door, as it reverts back to her normal colors. I like how we see the different kind of subconscious of Candace's mind, and it's very trippy. And you see Candace as well, and Linda, even though she's not in this episode. It's the squirrels from Squirrels on My Pants. I like the callbacks and stuff. This is very neat. Also, Susie and Susie's poodle is another of some Candace subconscious with fear. And there's that Picasso painting of Candace again since Happy Birthday, was it Phineas's Clipper-Robber? And we enter a more Candace subconscious as it is very trippy, very trippy. I really like how Candace just slips apart as you get to see it's ripped like paper and also reflected herself right there. That is very cool.
The Forest of Memory.
A Forest of Memory? Did Black Ops 3 actually use that plot line in Phineas and Ferb? Don't forget, this episode came out in 2012. Well, Black Ops 3 came out in 2015 about the frozen forest. And also the interface, the DNI, which was used for cybernetic abilities, which enters to their subconscious. As this could be an evidence that Black Ops 3 used that evidence of a result. I know that's not a stretch, but I was just thinking about it.
Find Jeremy's gift.
Well, we shouldn't have to walk too far.
Forgot it already.
Memory.
That makes my head all buzzy.
If I have a person do that, it would just hurt my ears, but it's actually pretty interesting.
That's it!
That's why your house to give you your present.
And now that he is in Candace's subconscious, and if anyone that could be here, it's Jeremy.
Present? That's my drain unclogger.
This was about your draining clog? What is this? After all this time with Candace worrying and feeling about something that she lost, it's a draining clog?
Why I carry that around with me?
And that's it in Candace's subconscious, as she looks like a monster.
Reoccurring nightmares. Come on, people.
Kate, Ginger, Gretchen, and Holly are in there. Wow, Addison's not in this episode. And Millie.
The well actually is my
Shamey lost one because of defect, but he does have another one. He can buy it because he does have money to pay. No matter if it's in the subconscious, Candace will always love Ducky Mower and Id.
Right?
This scene made me laugh. I'm thinking, how can you get Perry the Platypus to wear underwear? He's a platypus. Wait a minute, there's Millie in this episode. There she is. And also, if he is now is in his underwear, now he's gonna get embarrassed.
curse you, Barry the Platypus.
It is just going to eat the whole of subconscious.
That's it. Let's all shock Balji.
And Balji is awake because of contractions, as it mentioned earlier. Good callback to early in the episode.
No muscle. That's it. I'm dead meat.
And Ginger's the first one to be getting eaten by Id, but it's actually a subconscious, so they're not dead, so this could shock them and come out alive, hopefully. And also, Ginger's got a new voice actor now, Michelle Z, who is actually Minna's daughter, who actually voices Dr. Harino.
It's out.
And they are all fine. And Evian has a towel around his thing.
My camera.
Wait until they hear about this at psychology.
What's your real gift?
And Jeremy gives her a bracelet with her name on it. Very sweet. That's a great closure to the end of the episode.
Hold on. Where's Buford?
With me.
Beaver is still inside Candace's conscious and enjoy with it. Very sweet in the end. First out of the 12 ratings to do in this episode, the plot will get to. I really like the idea that Candace's Jerry's thing actually got lost as she goes into her subconscious, including Phineas and Ferb and Baljeet joining in to find what it is missing from it, as she forgotten about it towards the end, as the world becomes trippier. And what I love about it is that they go on a long journey to find it, which they did as Jeremy joins in towards the end. And she gives her a different bracelet in the end, which is so sweet. As Pop B focus on Doofenshmirtz getting embarrassed with pants, as wearing other people wearing the underwear for the tri-state era. It's not the it is embarrassing, but not the best plot of the part, as it focused more on plot A. But overall, it's actually pretty decent. Characterization will get a 5. Apart from Doofus and Perry early on point, as they're about to use their underwear, which is lack of thing, but they're still the same characters. But it's mostly focused on Candace, as Jeremy forgot his thing, as Candace goes into her subconscious to go into her mind, with Phineas and Ferb helping. And another episode where Phineas and Ferb help their sister, which is very sweet as well. As well as Baljeet, Buford, Isabella joining in along with the Fireside Girl. I really like how Evian helps them until he got naked, half naked like that, which is embarrassing. As Baljeet trying to travel over contractions, as he didn't towards the end, as he does by pulling the plug out. As there's a lot of characters that done well and it's well written. Visuals, it's a 5. There's a lot of good visuals on plot A with the song Deep Into Your Mind, and a lot of things that happen in Candace's subconscious with Id, a lot of things, the waterfall, all of the designs. It looks stunning as well. I really like how it plays inside of it, as the animators and the creators having fun with it. Importance, it's a 3. I know many people say why 3. It's because of Candace and Jeremy. Again, it's not every episode is important to them, but this is one of the most important, another important episode between the two, as Jeremy does really care about Candace, as he gave him a bracelet towards the end, and he comes in to show why. Entertainment's a 5, as it gets a 20 out of 25. A lot of weird moments, a lot of fun, a lot of trippy things inside Candace's subconscious, and a lot of good closure towards the end. Let's move on to the next one. Mike Milo and Seth Kingsley, who wrote his second episode since a Phineas and Ferb family Christmas in season 3, called G-Ants, premiered on February the 10th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. Thinking it would be too cool to be a part of the Ant Society, Phineas and Ferb create and infiltrate the Antis Maximus, a massive ant farm filled with giant ants. Suspecting that the boys are up to something, Candace accidentally drenches herself in the ant formers and follows them inside. Meanwhile, Doofus feels tired and lethargic after eating turkey and decides to create a turkey in here that will create a sleeping epidemic in Danville by turning things into giant irresistible turkeys.
Made a teddy bear at a baklava.
And it's a Turkish filled with nuts and sweated with either syrup and honey. That is what Candace made out of it.
Amen.
You think it's weird, don't you?
Customer Candace, I'll call you later, okay?
Even though Candace can be patronizing at times, even Jeremy thinks it's not weird. Come on, Candace.
Oh, you guys are really clever. Say something, Candace?
Well, you do a lot of good things, but Phineas and Ferb gets the attentions because they build inventions that are cool. And ants can eat with any exposed carbohydrates provided with food sources like breadcrumbs, baked good, rice and pasta, and all of that. And it's attracted to honey, so they can eat Bavaria.
See a chicken wearing a baseball hat?
Well, this episode's gonna be filled with the chicken.
Those aren't my ants.
Another one of front face Phineas.
Society? They're so efficient and productive.
If I see ants being the king, they'll be eating your shit, and it will be so annoying, and they will be everywhere in it. It will be so disgusting. That's why I don't eat food when ants eat it. It is not true.
Where's Perry?
Today, thanks to someone who isn't aware that croquet is an outdoor game.
Did Major Monogram foreshadow about croquet, which is going to happen in the revival yet?
Oh, shall we?
Reminds me of the Christmas Vacation episode where Major Monogram tells Perry the plan was to turn into the screen. That would be weird if someone briefing in front of you just like that.
My days in the theater group. The Academy.
You get off the stage!
And that's the third time that Major Monogram mentions about the Academy. One of them being Get That Bigfoot Out of My Face, and also in season 3 with Ray Liotta, What a Crock.
Okay. Stop it, Carl.
And the eyes showing just there, that's foreshadowing what's going to happen in the episode called Blackout. And you know what my feelings into that episode.
The Antius Maximus.
And that's a reference to Circus Maximus, as is founded in the Old Kingdom era, which Phineas mentioned.
The real thing.
Whoa!
And that is some one big ant Maximus right here. It looks like a maze, as it is, as they're gonna go inside of it. Front face Phineas and front face Ferb right in front of me.
Well, you find an anthill and
Rain enlarging fluid onto the dirt pile.
the large synthostatic light, making them bigger.
Another one of front face Phineas. You can't escape it, as he's narrating about ants.
A giant.
I was pronouncing the title wrong. It's giants instead of G-ant. Like monsters from the ID. It's monsters from the id. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Apologies.
Anticlimaximus selves an ant pheromone. That we're one of them.
Pheromones to produce and release the environment by animals, especially mammals, and an insect, which ants are an insect.
Not too much.
And you know what Candace is gonna do once we get to it.
Bum bum bum. Have you met my grandma?
Well, we met your whole family and in the screen in Trophy About Trophies. It's such a shame we never get to see Beaver's grandparents. Another one. Look at the building on the right side right there. It's going to transition as it looks digital as the season 1. But this building is starting to fruition in season 3.
There's my guy. Thanksgiving dinner?
Say when I eat pizzas for like, not every day, for like birthdays and stuff.
It's not because you're
I really like how Doofer slides in like that with the animes put in. That is very funny.
Or say the size of a car or a building.
Weird to see front face Doofus first, and you can see a layer right there. Nice detail.
created the Turkeyanator!
To see Doofus revealing his nature like that while laying down, it's pretty hilarious.
Have to move the hat or city turning things into turkey all willy-nilly.
He mentioned willy-nilly. Remember the last episode, you trying to turn people in underwear, and it went on you and Vivian.
I'll take over the tri-state area with a tryptophan.
Doofus Punch trying to match, but he's just really phoning it in a bit. And we are at Isabella's house, as we can see it once again. And also it's Wednesday, as Linton mentioned it. It's going to take place as the same day as once we get to the next breakdown, Wizard the Flamingo. There's Vivian Garcia Shapiro and Miss Johnson.
Please.
Hold still, Linda.
As Linda dressing up as Lady Liberty, as she has to hold still so that Vivian and Miss Johnson actually do the painting right, as what artists do in real life.
Indisputable ruler of the tri-state area.
Disputable. Wait, no, that doesn't work.
And Doofus has a goggle which is out of chicken, which is hilarious, and a scarf and a jacket right there.
Let me in. Oh, ow.
The good thing about it is the audience know that if you use too much, the ants will become friendly towards you. But Candace doesn't know about it, so I don't really blame her at all.
So fun.
As we get to see ants as giants, for what I mean for the title.
I'm just gonna head out on the whole digging thing, really.
I like how they wave back with their head as Candace gives them a thumbs up. She is funny because she used that spray too much.
Living in an ant society.
And this song is called Ants, as they enjoy the nice life inside the Antis Maximus, as we get to see a lot of things inside. They're digging a lot of things inside the ants as they're moving like them. As Phineas doing the same dance moves as before. As you can see, Candace is the queen of ants, just like her in Mars, like the queen of Mars. And they're using slides as ants, as everything else is done very well in the song. As I showed it earlier, it can lift 50 times the rate, so the lyrics actually got it wrong. It's not blaming all of them, but they should have done their research before correcting it. Look at the way ants usually leave with the Phineas and Ferb friends, that's cool. And they're digging up ways to find places in ants, very nice. And you can't escape front face Phineas with the ants. I know the ants probably made it for Candace. Look at her inside the ants, inside of it. You get to see her old bedroom, a mat, a mirror, all of that. It looks so neat. I like that.
Pressed it like 10 times and
Hormones. Oh, that's why the ants think you're their queen.
it's great. Finally, somebody appreciates my ideas.
That because you press the button so many times with the pheromones, which is the reason why you are queen.
Salad.
Or something. Hey, where they go?
He turned a roller coaster ride into a turkey, which is hilarious. Imagine if it was chicken replacing it. That would be hilarious too. I'll be doing the same thing as well, but I'll be eating chicken. That's it.
My sentences without
Surprise, motherfucker.
He made an impression on them. A hunter-gatherer society to an agrarian society.
Imagine Candace controls the ants while you being the queen and using it as her command to do anything. That would be awesome.
Less than 10 minutes.
Other than that, it is not bad.
Fabrics needed to make a dress.
Probably the most progressive ant queen ever.
She only be the Queen of Mars for a couple of minutes, as she has done a lot of things in Queen of Mars as well to guide them and command them, as they do a lot of things as well.
Service in here. Nice. Your B-cell service for your queen.
Good idea.
Well, Phineas is right. Imagine just bossing her around and think this is a good idea. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes they need to be free. A chicken in someone's head sound familiar?
Entered the information age.
Online gaming now.
Now ants could do anything inside of it. Wow, Candace has some full power in there.
Gold.
Table tennis and snooker. Who?
Queen commands it.
That is showing too much power inside of her, Candace. And also Phineas is smiling too.
Red.
And the ants passing by a judgment with the law? What?
It's busting time.
Cool.
Greetings, Phineas.
And the ants levitating outside. That is cool. Maybe Candace has done a lot of things to it to make them feel like that.
Ended the need for material things like ant farm, search of the fabled picnic planet.
Now you could tell that Jess Swampy Mouse is actually doing the voice for the ant. And look at the ant farm shrink as it becomes a chicken, which is weird, but okay.
Knack. Goodbye, Phineas and Ferb.
Need for physical existence.
I would love to see these ants again, maybe for a cameo or something, but you don't need them in every episode, but it would be cool.
Oh, yes, I see. Sized ants.
Hi, Mom.
To be honest, Linda looks good with that hair. Look at the bangs in the front and the hair in the back. It looks like a spinach.
Yeah, Mom. Candace inadvertently caused the ants to evolve.
It was their queen.
And that was right. And if it wasn't for the phones of Candace using it a couple times, the ants would never evolve. And that's what Candace is doing as the ruler of the queen.
Just like on Mars.
And that's a great callback to Queen of Mars in season 1, as she become oblivious of it again. Of course, you font-faced Phineas again.
Yes, probably while we're having a picnic.
Well, you guys are gonna have a picnic in season 4, mostly because of Finabella. And he's back in his lab coat. What happened to his other clothes? The same happened in the Kimperley altar when he was wearing a suit, but in the end he's wearing a lab coat again. As Perry fires the turkey in it, you get to see his color in that light green aura as it fades in as the chicken.
Feel like a giblet.
You're going to be feeling that in the morning, doof. Ants, 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 and the plot will get a 2. As plot may focus on Phineas and Ferb and the gang making an ant farm with giant ants, with Maximus of it, with Candace putting the spray on her many times, which is the reason why she becomes queen, and she commands them, which allows them to evolve, which is the reason why they're levitating them. As Doofusworth tried to turn everything into turkey, as Perry the Platypus stopped them, but he did turn many things of it, even though it's not a real plant. So overall, decent plot for plot B, but I like plot A more. Characterization will get a 5. Everyone's on point with Phineas and Ferb building an ant farm for the ants, as Candace commands them by being the queen, as she does become overly aggressive towards the end, but which helps the ants evolve into them. As Perry and Doof dynamic duo works as well, not quite as the other episode, but it's still good enough. Visuals, it's a 5. The song about ants, everything about ants levitating, the turkey, and a lot of stuff. 2 and 5 for importance and entertainment. 19 out of 25. One less than the previous score, but it's still good enough to help you for your entertainment of this episode. If you really enjoy ants, then you're gonna love this episode. Bernie Peterson and Michael Dietrich write the third of the 12 episodes that I'm going to break down is Agent Doof. premiered on May the 11th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. After having an inbreathing, Dr. Doofenshmirtz shows up at the old WCA to give up his evil ways. Agent P has no choice but to show Dr. Doofenshmirtz the ropes of the trade, but things quickly sour between the two after Dr. Doofenshmirtz accidentally exposed the identity of the fellow animal agent. Meanwhile, Candace plans to watch over Phineas and Ferb backfire when Dr. Doofenshmirtz's baby and they are turns her brothers into babies.
Birthday party. Aunt, sister's, landlord's son.
We did get to see Vivian and the other families of Isabella, but we never get to see the landlord's son on screen, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's his birthday. Parties aren't for the babies, Candace. They're for the moms. Rewarded for all the hard work they do.
She has a point though. Even if you work hard, they deserve a celebration.
Eat, they poop, they sleep, end of story.
Candace thinks that handling toddlers is easy. Wait until you have 3 kids on your own.
Time to be in charge.
So cut the red wire first.
Are they talking about adventures, or have they watched a show about something like can't cut the wire, so which one, like blue, green or red?
Leaving the yard, no amusement park rides, no robots, no rocket ship.
And she's calling back everything that Phineas and Ferb has done through season 1 to season 3.
Llama,
Cool.
no asking where Perry is.
Surprise!
I did know in one point, I remember they did tease an episode before the episode came out, but this is actually pretty new with Doofenshmirtz taking over the screen, but that won't be the case.
Get over the OWCA.
Well, not in this episode. Wait until Where's Perry Part 1 and 2, but we'll get there soon.
Doofenshmirtz claims to have given up evil,
Evil affidavit to apply for work at the agency and not
adopted by ocelots.
And we see evident in the Chronicles of Meat, and that is a great callback because he was raised by the ocelots, but that won't be the last time as he does become working the agency in the Alcatraz, but we'll get there as it's going to be a long road.
Doofenshmirtz, your responsibility. Oops, and don't let him out of your sight.
As you get to see a lot of animal agents working on the computer with the files in it, with Perry the Plow was showing differences around the old WCA, which is very cool, and first time we actually going to see it, and it's in this episode.
Or I called it the Babeinator. Brother the mayor, bunch of crying babies. City Hall.
Another episode where Doofenshmirtz was trying to take over the tri-state area of the city hall of his brother becoming mayor.
Babeinator was ready to go, so I took for like the 100th time.
And the worst thing about this is the Babeinator was actually on park, so again, Doofenshmirtz doesn't check. Maybe he's just having a bad luck right now, which is the reason why we see evident in many episodes that his own downfall is himself, and sometimes which could lead to failure.
I had my epiphany. I'm going to be a good guy. Kitten that says hang in there.
I love the cat face as Doofenshmirtz said, cat said, hang in there. Look at it. And it will get awkward once we get to that scene.
No offense, it's not that I think that's all you guys do.
Now he's going to human resource.
And that will be the reason why Doofenshmirtz will be fired in the old WCA in the end, once we get to that.
Better plug this in.
And yet, this is complete weird. And they look so adorable. We get to see baby Phineas and Ferb. We actually do see baby Phineas before, was it when Beef were trying to steal his bite, and in Little Brothers. Front face Phineas, but as a baby. Baby front face Phineas again, and look at them. They're still wearing their shirt, but as a baby.
But that is so bustable. No, put the power drill down.
And this is what everyone is when they become a baby. And when you are, it becomes like more crazy, more messy, a lot of things that. And Candace, it will be hard to handle for her. And another one.
The new is Agent Silent G.
And his name is Agent Silent G, new in the new, as we're going to see him later in the scene once we get to it. And his nemesis is Dr. Diminutive, as he does get mentioned again in Agent T for Teen in Season 5. But you can see there's a logo of the old WCA, which is interesting.
Must be a coffee break.
And he did see computer breach. He did actually in the screen, but he actually just shuts it down because Agent Silent G is in trouble. Could the blonde guy or the black hair down there is Dexter? That right there is Vivian's landlord's son.
Be so cute.
This makes no sense because Ferb wasn't a baby when Phineas was born. The only time Ferb meet Phineas was when they were young toddlers, but that was in Little Brothers, a dream episode or not. This actually makes no sense. How come Linda doesn't know? This makes no sense at all.
Thanks for the old baby picture with today's date on it.
It could work, but why couldn't you just bring them to Mom? That would actually make more sense. But she does, but it would actually be a lot of hectic in this episode.
Wait, hold it. No. We do.
A Ferb just pushes the weight of the newspaper just like a toy when babies use it.
Hey?
You hear that? Baby Phineas is still saying "ga," and you can hear that voice. It's still Vincent Martella doing the voice of Phineas.
Ow!
Grab your phone quick before... And this is the 5th time that Candace loses her phone again in the episode of season 1 to season 3. But if you're watching this in production, or this is actually the 4th time she loses her phone, man, you just keep wasting money. You should have just let them do that.
Okay, pictures won't work. I'll just take you to Mommy's house. Yeah, go.
And Candace is using the buggy. How did she get a buggy? Maybe because it's old and it's not used anymore. And to make this thing, it works as they go to sleep. Front face Phineas again.
Says, got any grapes?
As Doofus was making a joke about the dog, you get to see Agent D is just not unhappy as he is completely immune. And you know he's going to do human resources on him in towards the end.
P, we have a situation.
We did have the brief in the last breakdown, but actually the monitor was broken in Major Mon. But this is actually the first time we get briefing in Major Monogram's office, which is new.
He was assigned to Dr. Diminutive cover on the blogosphere.
And yet Dr. Doofus looked nervous as he's touching his ear inside of it. He knows that he's the one who caused it early on.
Doofenshmirtz with you.
You can wear my new fedora.
Get out of here.
I like how Major Monitor doesn't give a shit about Doofenshmirtz even though wearing a fedora. He just wants the mission done.
Earl, get in here. Wax on, wax off. Teach you karate.
Just like in Doof Dynasty, the Karate Kid gets mentioned again.
Like Jack and Jill or Alice in Wonderland.
It is weird that Doofus is wearing a fedora while wearing a lab coat, which is pretty hilarious. As the top of the door opens, as the shadow is disappearing, as you can see the smoke appearing up as it's covered in smoke while shaking like a shaky cow. Very good stuff.
Don't scratch it. Doofenshmirtz!
And Doofus committed a crime on vandalism by destroying the car. I wouldn't blame Major Monogram for suing him. I'm surprised he didn't.
Wait till Mom sees you guys. I didn't do anything.
When Candace picks him up, the baby stop crying. That happens when the mother does it, and it makes worse unless you give them a dummy.
Stop crying. Oh, thank you.
24/7, so you can see a drink, a donuts right there, a lot of chips, a lot of newspapers there. The designs are really neat. Even as babies, Phineas and Ferb still knows how to get it done with the tools and the irons as they're going to build something for fun with the bike and with the buggy as well. What a surprising turn of events. Doofenshmirtz is accusing Perry for kicking down his door, and now he's doing the same thing too.
Doofenshmirtz? You wearing a fedora?
I was asking myself the same thing earlier.
Perry the platypus, stay away from me!
And to make this even more funnier, D. Bradley Baker voiced Dr. Diminutive and Perry the Platypus, and he's fighting off himself in the character. That is hilarious. That is funny. As Perry flips, and you can reveal Dr. Diminutive is a hologram as he fades out as it. Look at the things around it. That's good digitization with the detail.
Photon 2000 particle bubbler.
He may be the shortest character in Love Muffin, but he is very interesting. I'm glad he's getting the attention with Dr. Doofus in season 5.
In his decidedly ordinary
Acrylic prison. Agent Silent G.
I can't open a blog when I see.
When it comes to building invention, Doofus is one of the best of creating enablers with self-destruct. But when it comes to situations like this, posting blogs about, he may be the stupidest person I know. But it's a funny side of Doof, so I'll allow that.
Oh, my bike.
Technically, Phineas and Ferb's invention that they built actually got them arrested. Similar how Trophy McTropeface roaming around, and it actually got the mother and mugger arrested, which turned out to be Dick Wilkinson.
Put your hands up!
Welcome Daddy, the dinosaur baby stuff emperor. That's where they're going.
Round on the ground.
The song is called Here's Why It's Great to Be a Baby, as it's shown with Phineas and Ferb are babies, which is hilarious. As you can see, it fades to day to night time with the mother taking care of the twins. I really feel bad for many mothers who had to take care of a baby, which is exhausting for a parent. And Phineas and Ferb riding on a dragon. A parent helping them taking the first step. Being a parent is exhausting as a baby, but when they grow up, it's understandable. Phineas and Ferb as babies has done a lot of things in there, and Candace is exhausting. And the song showing the montage how parents take care of a baby with nappies or a lot of things with diapers, walking and everywhere.
Too bad.
This song is very relatable if you are a parent. You see that if you're a mother or father and take care of a baby, you'll be exhausted the whole day. As you can see, Dr. Diminutive, Agent Silent G, Perry the Platypus, and Doofusbus are all in focus, while the buildings are out of focus, as you get to see as the building is start to fully transition towards the stylish of the identity, which is becoming fruition now.
40 stories up. Hey, give it back!
Perry the Platypus has some quick thinking there, and look at the buildings, it looks stylish as we see them all now. I keep repeating myself, but look at it, it looks stunning. Is it starting to find its identity now?
Working out.
Major Monogram is not having a good day. Doofus has been let into the old WCA, his car being destroyed, and now he's getting crushed by Doofus. Even though that wasn't his fault, that was Perry the Platypus firing the bubble of it. But if he did again, then they could have died from 40 stories up.
Take good care. We're helping Mom's aunt sister's landlord's son.
Since season 1, this is actually the 4th episode that Isabella has one line in this episode, and this is one of them. And these agents repairing the windows and the doors quickly. And they're all wearing different hats, as they're all building stuff like a human. Fantastic stuff. In Love Muffin, Doofus calls his Anators, while Rodney calls it Aniza, as Dr. Diminutive in this episode called it Arators, which is a different theme to it.
Thinking and decisive action. Doofenshmirtz require list of complaints from human resources.
So it was the duck.
And that's what happens when you pissed off the duck earlier, and the human resources come back in full cycle. And the animal agents in this scene actually wears different hats.
More harm inside the agency than you ever get outside.
And the light shining on Doofus, as Doofus is good at being evil after all, but Doofus doesn't come back to the old WCA, as he does get rehired after the show, as after the summer and the new year come to an end.
Later, chumps!
As Linda Finn Fletcher points towards Candace before they get hit by the Babynator as they become babies. And they be turned into babies like Phineas and Ferb, as Isabella will be seen as a baby for the first time along with the Fireside Girls, but we've already seen Linda Finn Fletcher as a baby before in her birthday, one of the pictures that they were shown there.
Others aren't easy. This had better wear off before the next episode.
And we see many episodes of Phineas and Ferb where the native does wear off, and Candace is breaking the fourth wall, just like many things in many episodes. As the plot will get to, there are both good plot scenes, as plot A was funnier with Phineas and Ferb turning into babies, as Candace has to take responsibility to look after them, as we see evident in song that they can be messy and stuff, and when you're a baby, you tend to go crazy. But the most focus on plot B with Doofusbus and Perry the Platypus together to fight Dr. Diminutive, which became successful, but Doofusbus is the reason why he keeps messing up, which is the reason why he's fired, because of human resources, and Major Mulligan disapproves since the start and towards the end, and what makes the episode so great. Everyone's very consistent in this episode, as Phineas and Ferb turn into babies, as Candace takes responsibility by taking them out to the park and into many places, as Linda and the Fireside Girls period, but it wasn't as much as they turned into babies as well. I really like the duo between Doofusbus and Perry the Platypus fighting together to fight Dr. Diminutive, which is very fun, as Dr. Diminutive we get to see more of, as his nemesis is Agent Silent G, and Major Monogram's personality is the same as always, as he always has a disdain for Doofusbus since the beginning, as well as that, as the animal agents also in the office. I wish they play a huge part, but it's good. It's good enough. The visuals has some good scenes, but it gets a 4. It's not as much spectacular as in plot. A focus on Phineas and Ferb turning to baby, but you don't need to have every episode that has an invention. Look at Phineas and Ferb Interrupted or some episode. It looks great, stunning as the atmosphere, like the Halloween episode, but it lacks a bit. It set the Agent P and Doof dynamic duo and the lot of things with the song and everything. It's alright. Importance is a 2, and one scene that led to somewhere is Doof becoming an Asian, which becomes a permanently legislated in Alka Files, but it doesn't follow up there, but it still counts as entertainment. Will get a 5 overall. 18 out of 25 is still a very good episode, but it seemed to get lower as the first one gets a 20 out of 25, while it gets 19 out. Now it gets 18 out. It's starting to go lower, but it's still, there's quality there, which you can ask for as a Phineas and Ferb fan. The 4th episode I'm going to break down is the Phineas and Ferb and the Temple of Dwachadun, written by Bernie Peterson and Michael Digit on January the 16th, 2012 on Disney XD US premiere. After locating and retrieving the amulet of Dwachadun, adventuring Archaeologist duo Uno Finn and Rhode Island Fletcher set off as Central America to help damsel in distress Isabel to find the lost temple of Dwachadun and her missing mother. However, Dr. Doofenshmirtz has other plans for the amulet to awaken the evil corn Colossus to give him the power to destroy the world. This episode takes place in 1940, and there's the maps of India and the Himalayas again, which we see the Kimpalune in the future and again.
Girk stashed it here. No one ever saw him again.
This is Phineas and Ferb's ancestors, Uo Flynn and Rhode Island, looking for the lost of the amulet of Dwachadun.
The amulet of Dwachadun!
So Murdoch has been looking for the amulet as he's now a skeleton. He's been dead for decades. Rest in peace.
A giant cannibal dining.
Phineas holding his chin, even though he doesn't have a chin. He looks menacing in that shot.
Temple of Dwachadun.
Which will they head there along with the other cast when we get to that scene.
Hey, let us go, you big galoot. Doofenshmirtz.
The way Udo Finn, Vincent Martella's delivery, the way he says Doofenshmirtz is intimidating, as he is very different compared to his counterpart, as the present-day version will say Dr. D, not Doofenshmirtz, but this version does.
I'll Flynn and Rhode Island Fletcher.
Make my entrance more dramatic.
Yeah, that's what he does in many episodes, as he has plenty of entrance to go through, as Doofenshmirtz does.
Retrieved at fair and square.
Right now, look!
It's the abominable snowman, and that gives the idea of present-day Doofenshmirtz to create the abominable snowman, and they are in the winter theme, but we'll get there. Get out of there, you two, because he's catching up.
Back, Norm.
Even in 1914, Doofenshmirtz will always call him Norm. They went to Asia to Panama in the canals, as next to the Caribbean and South America. The Rusty Pickaxe Trading Post.
What's your fancy?
That is Lawrence serving the boys food. Is that and in the credits it just says dad? So could it be their father? Or you don't know.
The preservation of semi-mystical historical treasures.
Here! Thief! Showed up in Panama.
Did Candace call her mom Chief? But in 1914, we don't know if Candace's mom is that, but this could be a different version of it, which we know of it. But yeah, Candace is a news reporter reporting to the Chief.
They haven't invented deodorant, so still a scoop!
And she doesn't say it's busted, and she said it's a scoop, so this could change it a bit.
Temple of Dwachadun.
Dude,
Exactly.
where to find it?
Go on.
And that's caught the attention of Isabella, the 1940 version.
Then picked out, ingenue, amateur archaeologist, and licensed Thailand record seller.
And we see a lot of things what Isabella does as she showed this into her card with Uno Fizzy in it.
The amulet of Dwachadun. Evil coin colossus with the power to destroy the world.
And Isabella was right, as we're going to see it towards the end, but when we get there, as well as Doofenshmirtz surviving too.
What's the upside?
Searching for the temple when she disappeared.
And they're going to find New Hampshire, Garcia Shapiro, Isabella's mom, as she disappeared, but they will find them eventually.
I'm a certified damsel in distress. Does that need help?
Yes, it would.
As you can see the map of the temple there, as they could walk through it to get to there of the what to do, which Isabella shows as they're going to get there.
Sure, I know we're gonna dig up today.
Food fight in 1940? Strange.
Of the Secret Order of the Knights without the cool acronym.
This has to be a coincidence at this point. Even in 1914, Perry the Platypus is a secret agent, and no way.
On the lost idol of Watchadoon.
And to make this more ironic, Phineas, Flynn, and Island Road Fletcher is actually heading there right now, which is actually a coincidence, as Perry the Platypus will have to go there in disguise.
King Chupacabra.
Anyway.
You mean we're not in Egypt?
As I show you the threads on screen, it is a headless of the shape of a short cylinder peakless hat, usually red, typical of black tassel attached on the top, which is stand for Fez in the Morocco Sea of Fez.
Last stop.
Jungle from here on out.
The last second, thank you very much.
They do get them out of the end, but they won't participate in the beginning, so I really don't blame it. It's mostly focused on finding the what to do. Front face Phineas in Watchadoon in 1914.
Candace, I've been trying to get a good scoop all summer long.
All summer long? Are you kidding me? Just like the original summer right here in 1914.
Expedition supplies then, isn't it?
As they're about to go inside the temple of Watchadoon, you get to see the patterns there in different sizes and the layouts there. It looks pretty detailed and very neat. And you get to see closely as they're walking the stairs, as there are a lot of corners on this side and that side, and it looks old and gritty, just like many temples. Very good. Front face Flynn, actually. Isabella's very smart by throwing the rock. And the song is called Don't Look Down, as Rhode Island, Isabella and Candace go through a lot of traps inside the temple. The Flynn and Rhode Island are going through the traps, just like Indiana Jones did, which is actually paid a homage to it. And they're very close to getting fried. I really like how they go through a trap step by step. And we get more front face Uro. You just made the traps harder, Candace.
The corn colossus of Watchadoon.
And if I survive through that trap, I would be nervous right now, but I like how they're keeping it cool. What a way to make an entrance for Doofus. As you can see, he's just landing down there with the confetti in there. Very cool.
Entrance.
Over that amulet.
You fiend.
And that won't be the last time someone said you fiend.
You fiend.
Yes, I do.
You dirty double-crosser.
And that's the first time that Flynn has been angry towards Isabella, as we don't see it rarely, but this is actually 1914. Isabella, you are something else, man. Look at his face, and he said, really? Isabella! Bubalita! And Vivian's in the big hole as Doofus has put him in there to hold her hostage.
Use a little company.
Isabella double-cross Flynn as Doofus must double-cross Isabella by pushing her there. Looks like Doofus' plan has going successful so far.
In New York, we'd kill on Broadway.
And that's actually a reference to King Kong, which Doofus once mentioned it. And Perry has his own entrance with backup dancers. Look at the way Perry dances, he looks sick. This is a huge animation error, as Isabella is with Flynn and Rhode Island, as well as Candace, while she is down there with her mother. That's a big animation error. Look at him whacking his tail, look at him shaking that ass. And Isabella's here again, this is a big animation error. As the backup dancers are terrified, as Agent P, who is shorter than them, looks like he's not fazed by it.
Singers.
OMG.
And that's the second time that someone said OMG since Split Personality in Season 2. Car escape front face video store. Flynn breaks the car as he gets the attention.
As long as I still have the...
Popcorn.
Of course he survives that.
Better.
I thought he would pop. Corn pops, right?
Well, it does Flynn once we get to it.
Or up the stairs.
What the fez, anyway? We're not even in Egypt.
Even Duvert saying the same thing what Major Monograph says earlier. And Perry pulls out his fez to grab it. Good thinking.
The amulet to control the corn colossus.
Hit her with the rock.
Finn destroys the amulet, as that's a callback to when Isabella threw the rock to get the key.
Oh, now he popped.
Are you happy? Probably my face.
As we see from the succession of Panama from Colombia, as it's gonna split from the canal informed in November the 3rd, 1903.
Excellent.
And Balji just a guy from the Afghan Queen, which is in the 1950s.
That is just how I'm playing it, babe.
Balji in 1914 is rizzing New Hampshire Garcia Shapiro. Well, he rizzed out a lot of people, but another one?
The much-needed canal across Panama.
Even in 1914, Candace just couldn't catch a break.
That's okay, Isabella.
Isn't it weird that we were saved by an anthropomorphic platypus?
It's weird though. I mean, we're not in Egypt.
That's the third time that Ferb mentioned about the Fez thing, as Major Monogram Doofus does the same thing. And I like how Isabella apologized to Ula Flynn in the end, which is a great closure towards this time shift, which is the last of this season before we get one in season 4. Another interesting time shift episode, as it gonna get a score of a 2. As Arnold Flynn and Rhode Island Fletcher actually got the amulet to go into the What You Do with Isabella to rescue their mother, but Doofus actually got the amulet to make sure that the Colossus corn monster actually powers up, just to turn into a popcorn in the end, while getting past the traps, as it was a very fun concept with Candace joining in as well, and everything else is very unique. Characterization will get a 5. I really like how everyone's on point, with Doofus being the same in 1914 as well as Norm, as Candace reporting to the chief, as it's only Linda's only appearance of that part, and that's it. She doesn't appear, as she doesn't contact about her, as it's both focusing on Candace taking photos. Udo Finn and Rhode Island Fletcher help Isabella along the way to rescue their mother, as Phineas has a disdain of Doofus the way he says about it. As he has a different personality, as it's very similar to season 1, but not as arrogant as it is. But I really like their personality there, as well as Perry on the First helping to stop Doofenshmirtz. Visuals is a 5. It's because of 1914, the map, the traps, and the song Perry in the Fez. A lot of things stuff in there, and the Colossus corn monster thing, and everything's well done. Importance is a 2, and entertainment is a 5, because why not? This episode had a Indiana Jones feel, as it feels like it's a very fun adventure if you're following the characters, as well as the jokes and the gimmicks along with it. Very, very well thought of it. The 5th episode out of the 12 is called Delivery of Destiny, written by Kaz and Kim Robinson on April the 27th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. Paul the delivery guy discovers his job has a higher calling to save Danville, as he makes stops at Phineas and Ferb's house, Doofus Evil Incorporated, Danville's CEO, and the old WCA. The rock band Love Handle returns for some musical accomplishment. Meanwhile, at Doofus Evil Incorporated, Perry has lost the tools in his hat.
We'll combine the zipperoo.
We are in the backyard again, but this time we see them in the same view as before, as many times in different episodes.
A citywide amusement park.
As you can see, Phineas's hands, he has 4 fingers, just like in any cartoon animation, except from Invincible or other shows.
Hi, Paul.
Tons of building material.
And Paul the delivery guy is voiced by none other than Christian Slater, who you know for a lot of roles like Mr. Robot, and also other things as well in other movies. And he was Elliot Decker in Milo Murphy's Law.
Because Milo is a danger to this town.
While in the UK version, he is voiced by Simon Pegg, who you know for doing a lot of films, and that's actually the first time he's voicing on Phineas and Ferb.
Delivered to Phineas and Ferb.
And it was founded by Charter Schoolgirl, who you know for doing a lot of videos that he or she, which you can find on the YouTube channel, but it was taken down the Internet Archives as it's not there anymore, which is such a shame.
Choose the pen you left here yesterday.
So Paul was there yesterday when Phineas and Ferb built an adventure. That's great continuity, not?
All a homing sensor?
Actually, we just put a clip on it.
As you can see in this scene, the background buildings looks different as it looks textured from season 1 and season 2, but you'll see a different one.
Yes, they are.
Yours. You've got to take your job more seriously.
Whilst Paul's father is voiced by Brian, who returns to voicing the show since season 1, was it when Phineas and Ferb went on a racing?
Be a delivery guy.
All right, Dad. Talk to you later.
I know many people rag on it, as many cartoons did the same as background characters getting the shine as Phineas and Ferb and Doofus and Perry gets the back stick, but in this episode it's done very well as we get to see in Paul's point of view of his life as a delivery truck.
Key listener to spot the party van.
It's Love Handle. I don't need to check. I've already watched this episode before. And the buildings look well polished in this scene as it started to look like a season 3 as it started to find its identity now. Now it's becoming full fruition. And it's fantastic. Relatable, Paul. Imagine going down the stairs. You'll be tired. As you get to see the letters of Doofus, right? Dr. Hines, DEI, enter, Dan Reyes, and DEI, Enterprise, Danville.
But I was expecting someone else. Nice clip. Juicinator.
And also, Doofus Lane looks well polished in this scene as well as it started to find its identity more.
I'm gonna take over the Tri-State Daddy.
What I want to do with my life.
Could be one of my minions.
I did not create the minion.
Minion that keeps the coal fires burning.
That's like Dan Power saying that he created the minions. Why does Doofus keep saying minions? It's like saying Dan Power has created the minions.
Minioning.
I think this has to be on purpose. I know this episode came out in 2012, but it's like Dan Power might feel like he created the minions, which he did not do, which becomes a current meme on his YouTube show if you can find it. Look at the window of the screen on the right side of Paul. Doofus Evil Incorporated. It looks so polished. And look at the more polished background buildings there.
You're the WJLP party van.
Phrase that pays is the phrase that pays. Play at your job.
Your way right into my heart.
And that is good. Having Love Andrew to perform at your band for your job, that is sick.
Two hands firmly on the wheel.
And there are 11 songs, and many of them are less than 30 seconds, which is interesting, but it's all mostly because of Love Handle, which is excellent.
Signals when he's changing lane.
Complaint from City Hall. They haven't got their package yet.
He's on his way.
I like how it focused on the background character, but to have Love Handle in this episode makes it extra special.
He's into sci-fi.
It's not sci-fi, it's speculative fiction.
Well, if you put it that way, when you see Ivia, then it makes sense. And the design of City Hall, as it is the same as before, but look at the look. It looks so polished as well, as it continues to grow through the fruition of it. It's great.
You're here with my box.
It's to Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
My older brother.
And we see it evident in many episodes of Heinz Doofenshmirtz being older than Roger Doofenshmirtz.
My cat loves to play with them. You?
Yes.
Kia Boss is a hilarious song. It's still stuck in my mind to this day.
Yes, they are.
I'm glad this isn't it in every episode. Otherwise, I would be thinking it's good, but it would have been too much. But I'm glad it's only for one episode. But it's rarely we do see Love Handle again in the future.
Hey, Phineas. Hey, Ferb.
Hey, guys.
I love that Danny remembers Phineas and Ferb and the gang, as they did remember each other since Dude were getting the band back together in season 1. One of my favorite episodes of Phineas and Ferb.
We're hungry and we want to eat.
That song is very relatable. Every lunch, I just want to eat.
On her hair appointment and bring her over to where I think the boys are heading.
At exactly 4:59 p.m.
She mentions the weird building, which is due to her Evil Incorporated, but if you're watching this a bit production order, she hasn't been into the building yet. In Dukeberry Imperative, she actually been to the building before, and that was in Fireside Girl Jamboree.
But I have customers waiting.
Yes, we have another delivery for Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
2 deliveries in one day? Doofenshmirtz has really played Charlene's alimony for a whole lot of money for it.
Extra dipping sauce.
I need barbecue.
Sherman Swampy is still voiced by Steve Zahn, and that will be the only 2 episodes that he will voice that. As it was dude we're getting the band back together and this episode. But he did appear, but he's no longer voiced, as that is the last time, unless he returns to voice him in the revival. And the elevator fix, just in time.
You know, they fixed the elevator.
Is that Grey Delisle doing the voice?
You know, they fixed the elevator.
Yeah, that's Grey Delisle. Her voice is so recognizable, and it's nice to get her more roles on Phineas and Ferb.
Last part for my juicinator. Did he haul into juice?
And that is the second time he explained it, as he's going to use the juice to discredit his brother Roger, the mayor.
Evil schemes to take over the tri-state area.
Rich fantasy life. Now,
And Perry's toolbox is not there in his hat. Looks like Carl has just took it away from him, as we're going to see in later when we get to there.
that cage.
As you can see Paul's face, he realized that something is wrong, but he voiced it, so he's just that.
Why don't you use the elevator?
We just climbed up 65 flights.
We see the old WCA's headquarters many times, second dimension, and this is what it looks like. And pay no attention to this site, that's hilarious.
Agent P is really trapped. Tools and weapons conveniently located in his hat.
I'm gonna sign for the packet.
Major Monogram kind of been too harsh on Carl many times, but in this scene, I don't really blame him. If you forgot about Perry's tools, you deserve the shit you get.
Carl, what are you not telling?
How to clean and repair them.
Or Agent P's, he's just a platypus trapped in a cage.
Every time I hear platypus trapped in the cage, it gets me right here. He is not an animal trapped in the cage. He should be an animal roaming free. And Doofenshmirtz put him there, and he lost it because of Carl. Now it's up to Paul Delivery Guy to get back to him.
Evil scientist.
Hey, I know that guy.
And Paul knows who Perry the Platypus is, and he is stuck in the cage.
Other agents are busy out in the field.
And that makes sense, as you see with Newton the Noon with Dr. Diminutive, and also the cat with Rodney, and the other pharmacists with the animals. It makes sense.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Pink copy, blue copy's mine.
And the best part about this is Paul becomes very useful, and it works, and he's going to help save Perry the Platypus from Doofenshmirtz from his Anita, and it does very well.
Oh, why don't we have a soundtrack band?
Paul's becoming very handful and useful in this episode. Looks like he's punking the volley with the turbo. Is he going fast? And these are the two most popular lanes in that scene. Remember when Candace be friends with Stacy again in the lemonade stand? Paul is going full badass mode in this episode.
Hey, kids.
As I compared the Season 3 update to the Season 1 one, as it looks stylish, textured, as many simple cartoons do, but in Season 3 it looks well polished with the background blue. I just cannot stop saying it, but I really love how they update, and they're doing a great job of it. Great job to the backup artists who done a great job of this. And we see Paul being the delivery guy at first as he evolves into a person, which we don't know yet until he says it. But I really love how he comes good and handy in this scene.
Hey, Max! What are you doing up there?
Paul Delivery Guy's coming in clutch again. He does actually appear 2 more episodes, Mindshare and the movie as well. But sadly, this is actually his only speaking role, which is such a shame, as this is one of my pet peeves of Phineas and Ferb, that one character actually did well and he never appears again. If it was a celebrity voicing it, then it's understandable. But for a guy like Paul, it's just... it's okay, but I wish we got more of it. But it's enough.
Curse you, Perry the Platypus!
And Paul the Delivery Guy.
Mobile logistics technician.
He's now a mobile logistic technician, which Paul announced himself as that, as that's his job now, which is great for him. Even though he's a delivery guy, it's nice to see him wants to do his old self. As they're near finding inside, as you can see the juice as it begins to disappear with the racing track with Phineas and Ferb, as the Doofenshmirtz Incorporated begins to shrink down a bit as it fell into Doofenshmirtz.
Hey, love handle!
Detroit, 1984.
They also did a lot of callbacks in Dude, we're getting the band back together and the second dimension, but I've already did it in cover up in my editing in the new episode of Phineas and Ferb Season 5, The Revival, which you can check it out on my YouTube channel.
But it's Jude!
Presented, you being a human.
And we see Major Monogram only hires animals, as Paul the delivery guy is a human, but he would love to get it, but he refused the offer in the end. But the first human, to be in the old WCA is Stacy. I'm not counting Doofus because he was raised by ocelots.
Thanks, but no thanks.
No, that's in season 4.
Mobile logistics technician.
I don't really blame Paul, but if I was in a position, I would work with the old WCA, even though it goes bankrupt, but I will still do it.
Nice pen.
At the start of the episode, Paul forgot his pen at the beginning, with Phineas and Ferb giving it back to him, and now in the end he forgot it again, and he left it in the old WCA, which is hilarious. This episode has the interesting point of view about Paul, and he really cooked right there. So the plot will get free. And it's not just focused on Phineas and Ferb and Doofus, even though they do get a lot of scenes. I really like a focus on Paul the delivery guy, as he does appear a cameo, but never again, as he's portrayed by Christian Slater, who does a great job of the character. As he's delivering places like Doofus, Evil Incorporated, Phineas's house, old WCA, and I really like how he helps Perry the Platypus in the end by giving the tools to him to escape, while he assisted stopping Doofus to turning Juice into City Hall, accusing the mayor. And I wish that comes into case, as it does a very good job of portraying the episode very well, as just like Trophy but Trophies, as it steals the spotlight and it's done very well. Characterization will get a 5. I really love that we focus on Paul the delivery guy as he's delivering a lot of stuff towards the mayor, Dr. Doofus, and Phineas and Ferb, which they do on Invention, as we focus on that as Paul the delivery guy is trying to do his job while he wants to think about other things he wants to do in his life, which is engaging and fun, and also helping Agent P towards the end to stop Dr. Doofus, who played the long part, as well as Love Handler being in the episode, which is a bonus. Everyone else is very well written. Visuals is a 5. It's not just the pacing of this episode, and the background in the buildings of it is starting to become better and better overall, as it looks polished, stunning compared to season 1, as it goes absolutely nuts on the designs of it, which makes the show so great. 2 for importance and entertainment is a 5. 20 out of 25. What more you could ask for? I thought that having background characters would ruin the episode, but this was done very well written, as I really wish we got more Paul the delivery guy, but not much of it, but it's good enough for the episode of the plot point. The 6th episode that I'm breaking down is called Let's Bounce, written by Kaz and Kim Robertson, premiered on March the 16th, 2012 on Disney Channel US, and it will be a short breakdown this time. Inspired by first personal anti-gravity device, Phineas thinks it would be fun to suspend trampolines all over Danville. Unfortunately for Candace, she got zapped by the anti-gravity device, and it ends up trying to maintain her composure while floating across the dining room or floor in front of Jeremy's family. Meanwhile, Doofus has a recipe of evil that involves his Tell the Truthinator featuring honest Abraham Lincoln.
Where do you keep the reverse switches?
That guy buying self-destruct buttons.
Sweet, 50 cents off with coupon.
As we did an episode of Gravity, which was the Avery Gravity Fun Launcher in Undercover Car, now we're doing it again, but this time bouncing around with the gravity as well as with it, which Phineas and Ferb and his friends having fun along the way by bouncing it with bouncy things with the gravity in it, as they didn't have to fire cell. Well, you see what I mean.
No, Phineas and Ferb! Not today!
Like this, that's the end of me seeing him.
In Candace's side of the story, as it focuses around Lawrence, Linda, and Candace having a lunch with the Johnson family. Let's just say things just went off the rails for Candace.
Susie, are you excited to see Candace?
You love Candace.
As things start to get weird thanks to Candace levitating, which makes it very complicated and very fun. As the Doofus side of Perry, as his innate is about to tell the truth, as he reveals the song by making lies of it.
Spare each other's feelings, they lie to stay in bed.
which is the song called Lies, as it is a fantastic song, as it lives in my rent-free and still to this day, even back in 2012.
You haven't put on any weight.
And tell the truth is not a powerful narrator, but it's very useful for anyone who's lying, as they expose for being the truth, which could lead to guilt or anxiety. And it also has very solid jokes in this episode.
You are crying.
No, I'm not. You're crying.
Out? That was the A above middle C. Secretly, I'm very lonely. Where did that come from?
And it had many references that you can keep your eye on, and it will be very interesting.
Honest Abe Lincoln smash!
As the best part, as Susie got punished for telling lies about it, as the narrator proves that.
I've been trying to make Candace look bad all morning.
Get over here. Sir. Guests here, and guests do not behave like that.
As she tells the truth about Candace floating, as it turns out that Phineas uses the reverse switch as it disappears once again. With the plot having a very good vantage, as it focuses on plot A and plot B with merging together, with Phineas and Ferb having friends to enjoy the bouncy ride, as well as Candace meeting with the Jeremy family to spend time together, and then we really get us Doofus telling lies as he tried to use the truth in it, as it didn't do as much, but it is pretty hilarious. As everyone, just like in many episodes, are very consistent towards their character, as well we get the dynamics and the conversations and the fun ride of it, put it that way, as everything's well written. It has some interesting visuals, but it's not as much as the previous episode, as it has a lot of things going through it anyway. There are some good animations there, the songs, but it's not quite spectacular, which is pretty underwhelming, but it has some decent thoughts to it. It is the same as the previous episode, as you do need little pieces and bits in there, and that's it. It's just not that important as much, but it still is to get through it. The episode is still fun as it is, as you can enjoy the ride for 10 minutes. It may not be the strongest episode or the weakest episode, but it does alright for the good things, for the entertainment, fun, and the discussion of it, as well as the bouncy around the things. There is a lot of things to go through it.
You heard her. Bubble.
The 7th episode of this breakdown out of the 12, called Quietest Day Ever, premiered on March the 30th, 2012 on Disney Channel US, written by Anthony Gilmore and Cass. After Mom asks the kids to keep quiet while she prepares for her online knitting test, Phineas and Ferb create ninja outfit designed to hide the wearer from anyone who is not wearing them. Meanwhile, Candace becomes increasingly frustrated after she can't find the boys and bust them. Across town, Dr. Doofus invents the Handsome-anator. As the Flynn Fletcher house, you get to see it shaded right there. As season 1, it looks completely different without the shading, but in season 5, it looks completely different with the art style, which I like, which I prefer because it looks more detailed. But this, it looks good.
The prophecy has come true.
And that is Buford being a robot.
Prepare to be trashed!
And very similar to the garbage monster in Godzilla, which is a reference.
Online knitting test in a few minutes. Matt. Anyway, I'm putting you on noise patrol.
And I don't really blame her, as the episode is going to be quiet as Phineas and Ferb plan to build something amazing. As Candace is in charge, you get to see 4 of her hands. It looks weird, but yeah.
Ooh, needs it to be
Absolutely quiet.
True, but you actually scream it as well, so don't do that as well.
Concentrate. It's love. What do you mean, wolf?
As she's taking an online test about knitting, which is very similar how people do it during COVID in 2020.
invisible. Got it?
Dang, I know what we're gonna do today. Invisible. Where's Perry?
Run it back, paused, and yet, front face Phineas.
Defaced magazine cover.
This is very similar to Kurt Russell's eye patch, which is in the movie Escape from New York.
This handsome devil gracing the cover of
the magazine called COVID Lifestyle, as Major Monogram has horns and a beard. He looks mad. I know people recognize these are the different, but those are the same frame that was used in Doofus Evil Incorporated for season 1. I think just to save on the animation budget, which is, to be fair, alright.
I was wondering when this was gonna... my neighbor's HS Weekly, and Symmetrical Magazine.
That's how I feel when everyone pulls handsome self with a model being in Instagram. Just joking, just joking. I don't hate it. It's just kind of strange when every time I see it. It looks... We seen it in the magazine, we see it in the books, and we see it everywhere.
Created the De-Handsominator! Faces will be hideous!
Well, that escalated so quick. So you spend Charlie's alimony just to deface them? Really?
The skeleton here with a power tool.
And he looks at the box, and maybe it could be the skeleton or the but I'm going with skeleton key. But we don't see it, but I'm gonna go with it.
Do you want to go grab some lunch?
Looks like the reverse switch has happened as Doofenshmirtz has become handsome, and this becomes good and handy. To be honest, I think this is the strongest plot in this episode.
Ninja outfits using smart garment technology.
They're designed to hide the wearer from anyone who's not wearing a suit.
And that will demonstrate if Candace is here, which she will appear in the moment, as the ninjas will disappear straight away as the suit helps it a bit. But if you're an actual ninja and you have skill, you probably do that, which is very cool.
Is that what the black pajamas are for?
Ninjas are renowned for their quiet. We made an outfit for you too.
I like how Phineas is very thoughtful to make this for Candace. Very sweet.
All right, ninjas, let's turn on our outfits.
That's so weird.
When the person sees you, the ninja goes away and they look behind. This is actually pretty cool as the suit does it, which is nice. And Perry the Platypus in present day doesn't wear the ninja suit. He does become a ninja in Doof Dynasty, but I'm just surprised that Perry the Platypus never wear the ninja suit in his mission before, which is strange, but okay.
Left.
Oh yeah, that meme was very popular at one time. I don't remember, but can you show me of it?
A nitwit! Is there anything better than knitting?
Sir, a real honor!
Having a face like that actually changes people's perspective on anyone. If Doof was like the old, ugly version of himself, then no one would like him, but the face of there actually could do good things like this.
Like a model.
Here, take this. It's on us.
And as I paused, and then I realized, wasn't this the same scene of City of Love? And it is. But why is that there? This makes no sense. I know they're doing this just to save on animation budget or whatever, but this was in France and we're in Danville. This makes no sense. I don't know why they put this in.
See, this isn't me. This is just a superhumanly attractive male model that came with the frame.
As Doofenshmirtz look handsome, the voice doesn't really fit, but it is strange because I really love Dan Provermine's voice. It makes a lot of sense, but with a voice with that face, it doesn't fit, which is hilarious.
Oh, this is horrible. I'm lady. Nice baby.
He likes you better.
I don't want your baby.
I love that joke. That is so funny, and it's pretty hilarious.
I ran for mayor. Would you vote for me?
And the best thing about this is his handsome could be the reason why he could become mayor, as he provokes everyone to vote for him.
Ugly people. I'm sure they just give him the mayorship.
I bet we could pick up a couple thousand more on the way.
And the police officer appreciates Doofenshmirtz's look. And that's the same police officer that arrested Doofenshmirtz in Undercover Call. I like how Perry fast forward and thinking, I have to reverse him back to ugly.
Senses tingling. Phineas?
Even though it's the lowest part of this episode, but being a ninja is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to be a ninja. It's sick, but you can see Stonehenge again.
And the whole tri-state area knows you're here, Candace.
The most irony that she's in charge and she's still making noise. Maybe you're not good at doing your job, Candace.
Tell you before.
Aha!
What I love about this is I love the detail that once you put the ninja suit, as it automatically actually reveals it, as Candace tries to look at Phineas, but he just goes past it. It goes past it, which is strange, but it actually makes sense.
Jaw is rugged, my hair is...
The song is called I'm Handsome, as Dan Pover is cooking it with another song with it, as he is handsome.
Nobody else is quite this fine.
There's another background character, and Miss Sassy K again. There's Isabella's dad, Mr. Garcia Shapiro, appreciating it. If you have a face like that, you're going to be getting a lot of hits by girls. Even the baby appreciates it.
Well, my children after you, even though they're already in college.
So you're going to rename your kids Heinz and Doofenshmirtz if you put the second name in. And there's Fifi again from Boston.
47.
And we finally get the confirmation of his age in that episode. Heinz Doofenshmirtz is 47 years old. So he was 46 before Raging Bully in season 1. So Vanessa was born in when Heinz Doofenshmirtz was in his early 30s, maybe before marrying Charlene. So that could be how long it is if his life became. So that means he would be 57 at your age, which takes 10 years into the future, which makes no sense for what it is, but we'll get there in the future.
Yes, I have. Supreme Leader.
And everyone's throwing their hats in the air as it actually works being handsome. And Perry having no hesitation to turn him back to normal. And then this happened quickly.
This will be the perfect place to watch the coronation.
And mirror delivery.
And Perry didn't even order mirrors, but that gives him an idea of how to turn him back to normal.
Okay, you guys are so busted. Gotta see what Phineas and Ferb made on the ceiling.
This frame looks weird as she has 4 eyes and 3 feet. That's strange.
Now I'm on the shelf.
And this.
But she doesn't know the suit is actually doing itself, modified by Phineas and Ferb.
Moves so fast.
Hiding. She must have left it switched on.
Even if Candace knew, Phineas and Ferb would have been busted, but she doesn't know, which is the reason why.
Oh, Perry the Platypus, I'm so glad you're here. There's no way you'll get a clear line of fire from my place to here.
And Perry's like, that's where you're wrong. That is where you're wrong.
Unqualified.
Let's go look at Fashion Magazine.
I really feel bad for Linda in this episode. She's just trying to stay focused on doing the quiz for the knitting, but she's all because of Candace trying to show it. I don't really blame these two. It's like, it's hard.
There, but
Like someone I know.
but
And Candace gets a toeling off again, just like many times in this episode, as Phineas and Ferb successfully become quiet.
I just passed. For pie.
Me!
You did this, Perry the Platypus.
And Perry has some good reflexes as it destroys the Anators.
Ever noticed that in a certain light Buford looks handsome?
And towards the end, finally, front face Phineas.
Blessing and a curse.
Buford looks handsome just like Doofus was earlier, but it does get well off, or Phineas and Ferb find the invention that turns him back into normal. I'm just saying. Interesting with the ninjas and all of that. Overall, time for the score. The plot will get a 2. I really like the idea of Linda telling everyone to be quiet, including Candace, who's in charge, as Phineas and Ferb and the gang put on the ninja suit, which actually does it herself, as it has some very cool moments with Candace can't look at the ninja because of the suits doing itself, which makes it so cool. But it's the weakest part of the plot. As plot B, I think it's better because it focused on Doofenshmirtz becoming handsome, which got everyone's attention as he's about to become mayor, as Perry the Platypus stopped them by using mirrors. Overall, that's my favourite part of the plot, which is interesting to me. Everyone's very consistent in this episode. Phineas and Ferb and the guy, Candace, even though she being annoying at times, Linda doing her thing. Nice to see Roger Doofenshmirtz again, even though we've seen it, as it's mostly focused on Doofenshmirtz being handsome with Perry the Platypus trying to stop them. I like he doesn't hesitate, he just goes back to Doofenshmirtz incorporate to reverse the Anata, but he uses mirrors to turn him back to ugly again, which makes the scene so dynamic, and it's very interesting. Visuals gets a 4. There are a lot of good scenes like them becoming, the gang becoming ninjas, Doofenshmirtz being the handsome, the song, and the balloons. These are designed very well, but it's better than the last episode, which had few things, but it's not as much as it's saying it. The pacing was good, animation was good, but not quite as much, but it's still okay. Importance is a 2, and entertainment continues with the 5. 18 out of 25. Better than the last episode, but it isn't going much, but it's okay for a lot of things around it. But what I love about it is Doofenshmirtz being handsome, which caught my attention to it. The ninja was decent, but I really like that part more, and what makes it so great about it. The 8th episode that I'm breaking down this video is called Bully Bromance Breakup, written by John Maffort and Mike Milo, premiered on March the 16th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. After Balji announced that he is no longer Buford's nerd, a heartbroken Buford accepts Dr. Doofenshmirtz's proposal to help win over the tri-state area. The new partnership causes a lot of problems for Perry since he can't reveal himself as Agent P to Doofenshmirtz without Buford seeing him. Meanwhile, over the Flynn Fletcher's house, Balchi is thrilled with the freedom to live his own life with all his newfound energy. He enlists the boys to help him climb Danville Mountain. Every time I hear that Summer Belongs to You theme, it gives me nostalgia. Let's hear it again. Of course, we start off with an episode where Buford gives Balchi another wedgie. Who knew?
Say the initials are GP and S.
And that could be the reason why they broke up together. And we're going to see evident why.
Package stuff. You'll see.
That is it!
Looks like Balchi's going to crash out.
Decision to take plastic over paper!
I know we've seen many arguments with Cavendish in the court in Milo Murphy's Law, but they do come back each other. But same with Buford and Balchi, it's just that he's crashed out because of this, so that's the reason why they left.
I was feeling creatively stifled by you, a perfectly good nerd.
Pressure tactics are quite developed for a youngster.
Even as a kid of Buford's size, he is very intimidating no matter what.
Yes, they are.
Could probably bully the entire tri-state area.
And that gives Buford the idea to take Buford as his wing, as it's going to give him the idea to take over the tri-state area.
Free! I am so free!
Just in time for what we want to do today.
Free to live my own life.
Me do the same. I love to live my own life. So as you. But again, Balchi and Buford will realise that they do miss each other. More like a boyfriend of his side, but Balchi ends up getting another one with a girlfriend, but we'll get there in the future.
Climb a mountain! Danville Mountain!
Well, that mountain is huge, as long as Mount Everest.
I know what we're gonna do today. Where's Perry?
Perry the Platypus has some cool engines, but he will get more of that in the future.
Hired an assist muscle, if you will.
He must know that is Buford because he memory erased him back in the second dimension, which takes place before that episode came out, so he should know. He should have said the name of it.
Put in a request for some muscle.
Well, in season 5, there was a picture of Yu Kong holding a muscle, and that is sick.
Backstory, dude.
Pick up some fresh lab coat.
And that is why he wears a lot of lab coat. It's not just one, he has a duplicate versions of them. Same with Candace and Phineas and Ferb.
It's always on the clock.
Give Dr. Tooth and her.
Use it.
And you might want.
I was thinking to myself, Major Monogar should have told him the name, but he found out that Buford is working with Dr. Doofenshmirtz and he can't reveal himself to his secret identity again, just like before.
With this double Dutch chocolate milk espresso you've been drinking.
Splash on all those pristine.
Man, Buford is some one crazy bastard in this episode. He's really doing everything to fuck things up.
Wouldn't dare. Cleaning and go!
Buford being intimidating as a bully doesn't surprise me. It's not completely out of character what he does. It's just that it's what he is.
Smoogoon, a ham-handed half-pint size palooka.
Are you done?
Danville Mountain.
This is a weird episode because without Candace, it's just that it's not the same. But sometimes, some episodes, you can have a good episode without Candace or the main protagonist. And it happens in season 4, but it is completely strange. But I feel like Candace should have been on board in this episode, which actually would make things interesting.
Present the Mega Pain.
This myself, and that means no invention.
No inventions. That is the biggest weakness of Phineas and Ferb. Without inventions of the day, they won't have any fun, which is the reason why. And that's going to be a lack of inventions, which makes Phineas crazy. But you get to that point where we get to scene.
Pure achievement.
Sure. Why wouldn't we be?
That's Annabelle's husband again. What he is doing here. Doofenshmirtz may be on the scene, but Buford's baiting it up a lot of times. He is really, really that man in this episode.
Well, unicycles
Not
would...
necessary.
I really don't blame Balchi for testing himself, wanting to do this without invention, but come on, he can help you with that.
New Belshi rocks!
He made it.
Man, Balchi is kicking ass. He's just going this without being phased.
Spring-loaded boots. Or...
I really love that Phineas think about going in inventions, but Balchi saves them, making sure they don't have to. I like how Ferb touches Phineas as They're both about to go crazy if they don't build an invention for today.
This is a non-scale model of the tri-state area, so helps me visualize my scheme.
I really like how Perry tells them as he can't reveal himself his secret identity to Buford until he leaves, which is going to happen.
This is my sculptinator, carved anvil mount statue of me!
Which is going to happen at some point, but that's not what you think. And Perry still tailed them inside of Duffer Evil Incorporated. A statue Duffer that looks so buff. It reminds me of Redestro from My Hero Academia, which he looks like Duffer, who's also buff, which Dan Pover already did a meme about it.
The thickness of my neck.
Now, Details, I'm gonna spit on it.
You know, I'm kind of surprised we haven't had a...
And he's putting saliva on Doofus versus Sculpture. Buford, man, this has gone too far. Perry's like, oh dear, imagine he reveals his nemesis as a platypus. He would have been screwed, but I'm glad he didn't.
Oh, mechanical lobster claws.
No! Or cybernetically controlled throwing spiders.
Phineas is gonna have a meltdown, and the closest he had a meltdown was Summer Belongs to You in the island, but this is gonna be another episode where he has a breakdown. I really don't blame him. A lack of invention is just gonna continue to make him crazy or lose his mind.
Outfits!
This is a big animation error. Why there's another Doofus but Evil Incorporated right there? That is where I spotted it.
Monogrammed jetpacks!
It's pretty hilarious he spelled Buford's name wrong.
You're not gonna need friends. Top of the heap! It's the egg.
And that's where Buford started to realize that without his friends, he's nothing, and he's just a bully. Looks like once we get to so, it's going to be a change of heart.
Mountain in your cliff face. To tell you. Oh.
As I pause there, why are there two Flynn Fletcher's houses there? What is going on? There's a lot of animation errors I've witnessed in this episode.
No! Ice chalet!
Oh, what is that thing? It has some weird spare lines there.
We haven't been able to invent something soon. I was going to scream.
Even Furby's going to have a meltdown. I really don't blame them. That's part of their life building inventions. You can see Doofus vs. Evil Incorporated there as it doesn't have the sign.
Cross that skyline.
The song is called Big Hulking Hole in My Heart as they sing about each other's relationship of the two, of why they broke up as they're going to get back together. And this song just hits me right there. It's not up there with what might have been and the others, but it's still good enough. Baljeet said without Buford he is incomplete. That shows you about their friendship between the two. Even though Buford gave him a wedgie earlier, that shows you how much respect the two have. These are just images we don't know from which episode, but it's different. This reminds me of the concept art of Phineas and Ferb hanging around the bully with the wedgie, and that reminds me of it. Very similar, and that was before Phineas's personality changed. But Buford had this, it makes more sense. That was in Belly of the Beast, and he's drawing a heart in his shirt to show that he does care about Buford. And now we're cutting into Buford's perspective, and now we can see the sign there, Doofus Evil Incorporated. As you can hear, Buford's voice sounds like a filter of it. It's still Bobby Gaylor doing the voice, but it sounds real. You get to see the Flynn Fletcher's house and Baljeet's house right there. Phineas and Ferb interrupted, magic carpet ride, and suddenly Susie. Those were episodes that was used in the shot again. And this is the third episode since Hip Hip Parade. It centers around Buford and Baljeet, and the latest one was in Frenemies as they showed their friendship towards each other. When this song hits you and it hits you, it's just, even still remember this song, even back in 2012, it still hits me to this day. That shows you that even though they're frenemies, they still care about each other.
You know what that means? You're leaving!
You just want to bully someone you love.
And Buford's crying again since Let's Bounce.
What's up, fuckers?
Start carving the bearskin rug.
And there's still that era of the two Flynn Fletcher's house. It's still there. And he did get his good side, with the help with Perry the Platypus, of course.
Another mountain now.
It's amazing how the cocoa stays hot in these double walled ice cups.
Coming down now. Coming down.
Well, Phineas is using a hot tub to cool himself down, and also he mentioned about the hot tub in Loticus Lathicus in season 3, but to round up potatoes, and he's in the hot tub. The tracking system on his shirt, and you know who that can be.
Buford! Get off this mountain pronto!
Why?
Look at Phineas's hair messed up after having a hot tub, which makes a lot of sense as Buford warns them to get out. That shows you how a great friend, even though he's a bully, but I really like how he shines more once we get to future seasons. The scene earlier, that was actually the first time Buford gave Baljeet a wedgie, and that's in season 3, as Baljeet gives Buford a wedgie, but at least they didn't give it in season 5, as they toned it down a bit.
I had no idea. That was so uncomfortable. I'm so sorry.
And Buford apologized for what happened earlier. I'm glad they come around.
Are you gonna wash my hands after this? Twice.
And that's the second time she said twice.
Good thing I got my high wire patch. Twice.
And Perry Smart turned Danville Mountain back into normal.
And explosion now! Percy Perry the platypus, whatever.
I love how Doofenshmirtz laid down as he's just done with his life. And Perry flies away with his hat, just like Inspector Gadget doing it, which is a reference.
My outburst earlier.
Sorry for putting the GPS on you.
You could have just do that when Baljeet gets home, but this is more humiliating than that.
Meant for my pants, right?
As well as the interesting episode goes, the plot will get to. We usually get different plots focused on Candace and other things as she's not here. It's mostly focused on Buford and Baljeet since Hip Hip Parade, and he decided he had enough because of he chose a different thing, and he allowed Doofenshmirtz to use him to bully around everything as he wants to take over the Tri-State along with him. Baljeet climbs the Danville Mountain without inventions or decorations that Phineas and Ferb made, which is interesting. And I really like how Baljeet and Buford sing, as they do really miss each other, even though Buford bullies him at times. And they make up for it towards the end, which is great. Characterization will get a 5. You don't need to have Candace in every episode, but I feel like she should have been in board in this episode, but it's mostly focused on Baljeet and Buford's friendship, as Doofenshmirtz take him under his wings as he bullies everything in his way to allow Doofenshmirtz to do what he wants, as he's about to take over the Tri-State Area by using his face as a mountain. But Buford and Baljeet started to realize together that they're nothing without each other, as Baljeet climbs the rocks without it, as Phineas and Ferb and Isabella are all completely fine, except Phineas, who almost had a meltdown just like Summer Belongs to You without the inventions, until they climbed to the Danville Mountain on top, as it is understandable because without an adventure for the day, it means nothing, and everyone else, including Perry, is the usual. Everything else is done well. Visuals, it's a 4. It had a lot of good visual with the song, the Danville Mountain, the design that Phineas and Ferb made in the Danville Mountain when they went high, the models that Doofenshmirtz used. There's a lot of good things here, which I can appreciate. Importance is a 2 because of Buford and Baljeet's friendship, but the only thing that concerned about it that Buford and Doofenshmirtz met again in Candace Against the Universe, but they don't remember that he left him or something, which is concern to me. But overall, it's just like, entertainment continues to be consistent as it gets an 18 out of 25. It's the same score as the previous episode, but it's not bad. The only thing the problem is that a lack of Candace is the reason why. It could have been much better, but overall, it's just enough to satisfy it. 9 of the 12 episode in this breakdown is called The Dunkleberry Imperative, written by Michael Dietrich and Bernie Peterson on March the 30th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. When Linda is out with the Dunkleberries for her famous Dunkleberry pie, the boys set out to find some for her. Meanwhile, Perry and Dr. Doofenshmirtz find themselves across the ocean as Doofenshmirtz returns home to renew his Justinian driver's license. Back in Danville, Candace is convinced she has discovered the answer to her busting problem.
Oh, strange phenomenon. Tell me why you keep making my brother's inventions disappear.
And we start with Candace meditating while she's thinking about why her brother's inventions disappear.
With me. Great science book?
And that could be the start of which can lead to something about the mysterious force.
Understanding the truth behind formerly strange phenomena.
She's gonna go to the library to find answers of why her brother's inventions disappear, but it gets full on once we get to there.
Dunkleberry pie!
But he's out of Dunkleberries. You can't find them anywhere.
And they run out of Dunkleberry pie, which is such a shame. It reminds me of my favorite foods, and it get run out. It's like, what else I'm gonna eat?
Then Danville. Bingo! Drusselstein.
Drusselstein is a West Eastern European country whose primary export is Dunkleberries.
And they're going to go there, as this will be the first time they will visit Drusselstein, a place where a familiar character was born here and now lives in Danville.
I know what we're gonna do today. Hey, where's Perry?
Going back of home, and yes, front face Phineas again. And you get to see that the Flynn Fletcher's family has been dots, as you can see on the screen. Perry the Platypus, 2338 Maple Drive, Danville, USA. As we did mention Maple Drive in previous episodes, but this is the first time we saw it on screen, and that's where Phineas and Ferb live.
Looks like a normal letter, except for this strange gibber.
I presume the letter's in Greece.
The mail this last Tuesday. That's right, Rumpkinhosing you to Drusselstein.
Not that Phineas and Ferb go to Drusselstein. Perry the Platypus is also going to go there, as well as Dr. Doofenshmirtz will be there too. He will also be back in Drusselstein.
Destructive. Know what we were thinking with
Exploding letter, that's a reference to Inspector Gadget.
Hey, Phineas. What you doing?
And Isabella has a high-pitched voice now. That's what Alison Stoner doing a different voice, as she used to have doing it a normal voice, but don't forget it came out in 2005, the pilot. So she's been doing this since she was 13, and now since becoming like a teen and an adult, that's how her voice sounds like. But it just grows on me, but I'm glad it's back to a normal voice in season 5.
Wait, when did you learn trebuchet mechanics?
And I will show it to the screen what Isabella meant, as it slings, releases, and payload is launch, which Phineas and Ferb are going to use to build it to get to Drusselstein.
It's my first one.
And that's her first patch, so she has been in Little Spark when she was little, so that could be right there for a long time ago. The Tri-State Area Public Library. Haven't seen that much since Dude we're getting the band back to where Danny works here, but we did see it again in season 5, Meet Me in St. Louis.
Investigation and disappearing objects.
Disappearing objects is out to a Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
And the audience already knew anyway because they watched the show, but Candace didn't know until now, as she found out that all the inventions disappeared because of Doofenshmirtz and they are targeting the backyard.
Doofenshmirtz, it's my last name. It's Drusselsteinia.
While Phineas and Ferb, Doofenshmirtz and Perry are in Drusselstein, while we're going to focus on Candace and Vanessa's perspective as well, and we get more of them.
Department of Motor Vehicles and Gold Registration.
And that is not the Doof jingle, it's like a different version of it, and it's sung by none other than Danny Jacob's son, Aaron Jacob, doing it, the jingle now, which is hilarious. And Doofenshmirtz riding on a thing.
Hiking. It's an expression, Hosen. 5 seconds and you've already gone native.
His driver license expired in 2012, which has some few problems, which some Phineas and Ferb takes place in 2007, but when Zach said in something about 2016 in a certain Milo Murphy episode.
It was the year 2016.
The timeline is very confusing in season 4 Phineas and Ferb and in Milo Murphy's Law when we get to there, but it says 2012, so it'll probably be this year which the episode come out, but that can't be true. I'm going to stand by it takes place in 2007, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so he had 5 years.
Don't have much range.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheat.
You can't hide from me, front face Phineas.
To use a warp generator to bend the fabric of space.
Drusselstein to the trebuchet.
You can see the difference between Danville and Drusselstein as it bends from Baljeet's machine. You get to see it sneer as it goes different direction.
This may be the only place in the world to get Dunkleberries right now.
So when I need more, I pick more.
Zango is voiced by John Hodgman, who you know for doing familiar roles and everywhere around media. and he also voiced a villain character in DuckTales Road of Duck.
Down after the shaft stopped working.
As soon as the shaft closed, look at Phineas' expression. He's like, what the F?
Used to. Central shaft makes any sense, except for maybe Chile.
And we get to see the map of Drusselstein, which is crazy as it is going through a straight line from here to there, which is pretty long.
Rabbits turned the wheel. Everything else, a miracle of 16th century science.
And we're getting the lore of Drusselstein of the shaft on why is it started.
Machines, our blenders, our Schwingo-based Dunkelberry processing plants.
You hear that soundtrack was playing in the background? That was used again in Save Summer, was it, when Rodney turned into a new ice age of Earth?
So these slots might walk upon the ground.
Wise, and the right side is if they're both walking counterclockwise.
I really like how Phineas and Ferb and Isabella was going to collect the Dunkelberry, but they found out that the goats are turning different clockwise right there, which changes the plan as it's going to become a whole thing in their part.
Is so obvious.
Well, speaking of obvious, Phineas.
It is the mark of a coward, as it has ever been. Land of the shaft.
And this became a whole thing in the part of it, which clock side they will turn around, which is absolutely crazy. Is that they could have solved it any time, but until Phineas and Ferb does it.
Right-siders go home! Right-siders!
The left versus the right. This is like politics in real life, but this is a breakdown. We ain't gonna talk about politics, but it's a reference. You can't escape from me, front-face Phineas.
Clockwiders! Your mama!
Conflict resolution pack.
Until Phineas and Ferb and Isabella fixes the problem, which they do.
Yes, I want to renew my driver's license, please.
Have to be certified.
The lady with the glasses is Swefka, and she's voiced by Jennifer Grey, who comes back to do another voice role on the show.
The driving test.
I'm scared.
And he's gonna take not just a normal driving test, folks, and you know what that means. And when it comes to Doofenshmirtz driving, it's just absolutely off nuts. But we'll get there once we get to that scene.
Looking for books at my dad's place. It's just something we do.
That's another one of my favorite scenes. I like how Vanessa's singing her dad's jingle. It's pretty sick.
It's all like science in here.
Or we can just put his other stuff anywhere.
4 Minionators. Looks like I'm gonna put more in the counter.
Disappearing objects, a scientific investigation.
You mean like socks?
Roller coasters, building to the moon, stampeding cows.
Roller coaster from season 1, building it to the moon. That could be the deuce side of the moon. And the cows, which is Moon Farm.
You would not believe.
She still thinks it's the mysterious force, but object disappearing. I like how Candace trying to investigate of her own to find out why. Another one of front face.
We have made our position clear.
This point is non-negotiable. Time! We will never stop!
I like how Phineas and Ferb and Isabella are trying to make sure that they turn the right way to make sure they work together, as they're still arguing conflict. And by the way, front face Phineas.
Need a certain tool.
And that is the Phineas we know and love.
Hey, cool telescope. It right at it. What the heck is that?
As the telescopenator is actually blurry, you get to see it's far from there as it zooms in. You get to see Phineas and Ferb back. Yo, very cool detail.
Coming along, period, Platinum.
And there's another hill right there with the rolls and all that stuff. This is the driving test vaults.
Safer. It's exactly the opposite.
Well, in season 5, you do try to turn everything into chaos in Drusselstein until Vanessa again to kick a ball in the stadium, but we'll get there in the future. But he is right. It is the opposite here compared to home.
Safer.
Do you attest that you take this driving test of your own free will?
The driving instructor is voiced by Matthew Lillard, who you know for familiars as Stu from Scream, William Afton from Five Nights at Freddy's, and also the infamous Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo Live, and voice acting as well.
Yeah, and I'm not one of your bones, so like, no burying. We have a choker!
There's the goal, and why is he not in the shaft? The song is called Drusselstein Driving Test Vaults, as it shows that Doofenshmirtz is taking a driver's license, and it is very entertaining, and Aaron Jacob does a great song with the German accent. Look at Perry's expression. He's like, what have I got myself into? Very similar to Miss Puff when SpongeBob was driving. Why is Doofenshmirtz drinking while driving? You're gonna get in trouble if you do that. That's against the law. And he's using his phone while driving. Doofenshmirtz, what are you doing, man? Doofus is such a maniac. Look at this driving test. At least no one's getting killed yet, and Perry gets prepared. I, Perry the Platypus, do leave my positions to... What is he writing? Maybe Phineas and Ferb or that when something bad happens to him? Look at Doofus, he's not even trying, and it's crazy no one has died yet. And that is mad.
I think I did okay.
This reminds me of an episode of SpongeBob when SpongeBob did the same thing and he went crazy with his driving in front of Miss Pa. And look at Perry the Platypus especially. He's like, what is this? This is just as bad, but who's the worst driver? Doofus or SpongeBob? Let me know in the comments down below. This is a huge animation error which no one recognizes as they're still going clockwise as the previously, which is absolutely crazy. But the anime should have done this for better things.
It's far beyond us. The Viking is right.
There was one line of error of the Viking in the crowd scene rather than redo the full animation as it's a joke responding to someone saying the Viking is right as they put it in just in case, but I'll find it in the final thoughts because I don't feel it doing it right now.
Walk in any direction you choose.
You have brought peace to our land.
Yes, there is.
It's not just Phineas and Ferb's adventures build for fun. It can build for good things like Tropy McTroatface as it stopped the asteroid from landing on Earth. Many Phineas and Ferb adventures can do a lot of good things in the world. Imagine they could bring world peace. That would be excellent. We need more people like them in the world.
Okay, Bossy.
Trebuchet and Drusselstein, huh?
This day, Phineas and Ferb Day.
Ferb and Phineas Day.
It's Phineas and Ferb, not Ferb and Phineas. It actually makes more sense, but it is funnier that way, that they're both arguing about that.
Everybody knows that.
No, did the boys build a giant amusement park for leprechauns? I'm looking.
I know this isn't done intentionally, but this is the first time that Candace destroys Phineas and Ferb's invention, and that has to be an accident.
Nothing. But
Scientific method.
it's flawed.
Candace, you were right until you destroyed the invention. You should know. I don't know why.
Dry cleaning on your Rumpkenhosen.
Even though they're nemesis, just like I said before, they always care about each other. I really like that, and he appreciates Perry more.
Taking the trebuchet.
I'm stuffed.
Me too.
Relatable. Every time I eat a lot of food, it's like, yeah, I'm done. I can't have any more. And weird to see this is the 8th episode that Baljeet appears without Buford, the last one being season 2 Undercover Cop.
That's just Drusselstein.
This episode was very interesting and I like it from the start to the finish. The plot will get through. I know it's just another simple episode, but I really like about this is well written for the plot with focus around Phineas and Ferb and Isabella going to Drusselstein to collect Dunkelberry as it turned out that they're arguing with the left and the right side because of the goat swinging clockwise or different ways of it, and they fixed the issue by moving the different ways of version, which is the reason why as they do collect Dunkelberry towards the end, which is so nice. And the other plot focus on Candace, focus on finding on why Phineas and Ferb's inventions disappear as he goes to Vanessa's dad's apartment as they help each other to find out what's gone missing as she was close to finding out until she destroyed the Phineas and Ferb invention in the backyard again. Was unintentionally, but we all seen that, and she fails once again. As the main plot focus on Doofus and Perry the Platypus as he's renewing his driving test for license, as it was very interesting and Doofus could have killed anyone, but this is actually pretty insane and this is done very well for the plot, and I enjoyed it. Characterization will get a 5. This episode of the characterization is well written. Candace investigating why the brothers' inventions disappear. Vanessa helping along the way, as well as Linda being here. But I really like how Phineas and Ferb Isabella help the Drusselsteinian citizens, including Zingle, to turn the different goat ways of the clockwise, as it turned out to be success with the help from their invention, which they done very well. And I also like the main plot of Doofus and Perry bonding with each other, as They do fight each other, but not in this episode, and that's what I like about it. And we don't need to have this episode, every episode of them fighting. What I love about them is Perry the Platypus will always be there for Doofenshmirtz no matter what. What makes the episode so intriguing? Well written and well done. Visuals is a 5. The song of the Drusselstein driving test vaults, the goats, Phineas and Ferb collecting Dulceberry. A lot of things happen to scene, which keeps you intrigued and is very engaging. 3 gets an importance as the entertainment just gets a 5 yet again. 21 out of 25. This episode is very rewatchable and still to this day, even for 13 years. And go back to rewatch some of the funny jokes, the driving test vaults, Candace and Vanessa. A lot of things was going on in this episode, what makes it very rememberable. Anton Gabor and Kaz wrote an episode called Buford Confidential, premiered on April the 27th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. French Fireside Girls visiting from France help Isabella capture the American grizzly bear, one of the world's most dangerous creatures, with Buford as the bear. This backfired when he discovers the identity of Bridget, throwing him off his game. Back at their grandparents' cabin, Phineas and Ferb create the most amazing run through the sprinkler experience. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, loathing of pretzels, drives him to create the D-Twistinator to untwist every pretzel in Danville.
So I said, I'm staying right here with my beautiful air conditioning. Right through this one.
And this is the 4th time that Candace will have a cameo since Delivery of Destiny, as she won't play any further part, just like in Brain Drain.
French Fireside Girls at your cabin this afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Flynn.
And this is the 4th time that we've been in the Phineas and Ferb cat, and that will be the last time that we will see it here.
For North American tracking patches. Fireside Girls, or les filles à coin des feux.
That's what the French Fireside Girl means in French.
I put a sticky note on your shirt.
You wrote love.
Niall.
I love your notes.
I wish we got to see what's written in that notes, but we don't get to see it, which is a shame.
Known in their country of origin.
Bridget, Colette, and Josette are the 3 French Fireside Girls, while Bridget is voiced by Antoine Gilbort's daughter, as she going to do a voice role in this character. And also, Josette and Colette is voiced by Danica McKellar, who's known for playing as Miss Martian in Young Justice, along with Alison Stoner, who plays Batgirl, and she was also the babysitter, Milo's babysitter, in Milo Murphy's Law.
Je m'appelle Isabelle.
Tu parles français, alors ça c'est inattendu. Et j'ai beaucoup de choses à dire sur le fromage.
The song they're singing earlier is Alouette, which is in 1879. Sorry for butchered that name, which is for folk and genre. And also I'll put in the screen to show you what they're speaking in French.
Josette et Colette.
Bonjour.
Point du feu Gazette.
And they recognize they build a roller coaster, which makes sense in the pilot. They actually went to Paris, like Phineas said, anyone want a croissant? Remember that scene?
Naturellement.
It means naturally. This is a weird thing to see front face Phineas again.
Le filles à coin des feux, most dangerous of creatures. Grizzly bear.
In the last episode, Buford never appeared without Baljeet until the last episode I break down, but not in this episode, but it's gonna mostly focus on him because you know why.
Today's hunt.
It's weird that the cave side is big with the thing, as Baljeet can get through it easily.
We met in Paris.
And there were few hints in Summer Belongs to You that actually make sense.
Excusez-moi, mon bon monsieur. Auriez-vous par hasard un soupçon d'huile de cuisine que nous pourrions utiliser sans nous démunir d'un sou?
Love is a canvas furnished by nature. I can't help it. Paris does it to me every time. Get in some of the local color.
Buford said a year ago, I'm glad. Imagine said this summer, it would raise eyebrows, but I'm glad they did it because this was before Buford hang around with Phineas and Ferb for the summer.
She was a beautiful French girl, an ugly American.
And you could hear the soundtrack of The Sea of Love.
Completely forgot myself.
I paused and I realized this was reused in What a Crowd, but this is a different angle, which we never seen it before, which is amazing, but I didn't notice until I paused and I realized it.
I clipped my toenail. French talk. Words are the same in Latin.
And we get Buford's law on why Buford fall in love with that Fireside Girl, and he learns how to speak French as well, which foreshadowed everything in Summer Belongs to You and to this episode.
Ruined my tough guy image.
Well, you cried when you lost Biff.
I lost Biff. You mean it's not lost on me in this suit?
Let the trekking begin.
Well, Ferb Latin, if you want to call it, but front face Phineas.
A little fun with water might be in order. Right, Grandpa? Mind if we kick it up a notch?
Hey, kick it up a notch is mentioned again.
I know what we're gonna do today. Where's Perry?
The screen is big enough for that little box thingy over my shoulder.
And look at the spiders and the worms everywhere. If I was in the same position, I would be getting the fuck out quickly.
Me a home where the buff.
Major Monogram singing the song called "Home on the Range," which was in a movie back in 2004, which was in it.
Moth!
Major Monogram is scared of a moth. Imagine he's scared of the Mothman in the Haberdasher, but I don't see it.
Tell me she was deported.
Beaver, chill out, bro. She will only be there for a couple of days.
In the woods. What do you think I'm doing?
This is gonna be weird but funny.
Let's make a super sprinkler?
Yes, I do.
I say whoa! I mean, yo!
Take a rest.
And that is a good trap, making sure that Perry keeps getting the door and he gets tired and he traps us in. That's a good strategy.
It's on your pillow and everything. Look about pretzel.
It makes me want to go buy pretzels, and I don't eat pretzels. Maybe sometimes, but not all the time.
Lads, Pretzel Palace.
Look at the building entrance, which is similar to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Go figure.
Any dough into a masterpiece. Polish. My work was never good enough.
I really like how you can see the detail of how to make a pretzel. And look at the shadow there of the man behind it. It looks so detailed. Not even season 1 will do this.
To make as long as you can't untie it. It was declared unworthy.
I don't know why this doesn't get mentioned in This Is Your Backstory. Maybe because of no mention it's comedic moment thing. Come on, man. There's other things to go through.
Pretzel Festival. The Twistinator.
Look at that Anita. Looks like a twist as it's a greasy instead of a regular gun, which is nice.
In the boring straight tubes of baked dough. Like
even if the plan works, they will still make another pretzel. So what's the point of this plan?
In and take over the tri-state area.
So you want to take over the tri-state area by destroying pretzels, which is not going to work. There would be other things which make sense, but this isn't.
Pretzels are here in this circle of the tri-state area here and...
Good thing Candace wasn't there to see it. Even she would have called Mom, but anyways.
Great, come on, let's check it out.
Trace 2 steps to here.
Well, Bridget is so smart. She retraced Beaver's steps as she goes here. She is very clever.
Wait, the hunt is on!
'Cause I'm running from love.
The song is called Running for Love in a bear suit, which Beaver in the bear suit is running away from Bridget, and sung by none other than Robbie Wackle, who does another banger on Phineas and Ferb, and there will be a few references there in this song. Beaver is channeling his Bugs Bunny right now. Hey, it's Santa Claus again. Haven't seen him since Let's Bounce. I'll put the list on screen on how many animals that Beaver transformed into. That's a reference to Hitchhiker Guide, the book, which is I put in the screen. I can't play it all because of the copyright, but I had to do it, but it's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, React Tuna used the thumbnail for that, which is hilarious. And also React Tuna finished the original run for Phineas and Ferb from season 1 to season 4.
And when the chickens hatch, that's when the marshmallows kick in.
Look at the papers on the floor. He has explained it 100 times to Perry.
See, because they're pretzels.
As Doofer fired the Twistinator, you get to see the girl's hair actually goes to a straight. As you get to see it folds in, morphs in. It looks good. There's that yoga instructor again from the Hawaiian episode.
Hey Buford, what do you think of our super sprinkler?
The water sprinkler is very similar to how Isabella the water sprite and the girl charges that made the water sprite, which is very similar in Excalibur.
On motion.
You had me at super sprinkler.
Sink again!
I did not expect her to do that when I first saw it. I was thinking, what?
Curious about getting this patch.
Wait.
It's not my problem.
You can hear Ferb mumbling as he talks, but we don't hear it clear. I'm still gonna count that.
How is that possible? No, don't look at me.
Buford.
And Bridget knew straight away while looking at his face closely as he's dressed up as a bear. Now they recognize for the first time since for a year. And the water springer moves in straight.
I know it is you, but why would you hide from me?
It should be Finny.
He said Finny like end. If his street cred got tough, shown by falling in love with Bridget, his street cred ends. But that's not really the case. Tough guy from fall in love.
Refined European, vaguely interested in a brute such as you.
And that is the second time that Buford got slapped, and it was Isabella in Phineas and Ferb interrupted.
And she was vaguely interested in me.
As the plot will say, we'll get a 2. Plot A focus on Bridget chasing Buford in the bear suit as she going to earn her patch, but realizing that towards the end it was actually Buford in the bear suit, as it turned out to be a long chase throughout here as Phineas and Ferb build their friendship, as it's not mostly focused on them. As Dan Provermeyer said, it is the setting, and it does it very well in certain scenes, and it's been very well done as we get to know more about Buford lore of his past and why he's been in power, which foreshadowed in Summer Belongs to You, and it gets a retelling again, and now we know. As plot B focused on Buford trying to get rid of Pritzels, to try and take over the tri-state, even though, in my opinion, it wouldn't work. It's a hilarious idea to think about as we get more Doofenshmirtz versus Law, but Perry took care of him anyway. 5 for characterization. As we get more diversity, so as Bridget chased down Buford for on the bear suit to get the patch, as it turned out once they get into the river, she realized it was Buford after a year of seeing each other in the summer, but it turned out that she was not impressed as she slapped the shit out of him, which is hilarious, as it mostly focused on Buford getting chased, while Baljeet, Phineas and Ferb were having fun in their own adventures. And I really like how Doofenshmirtz despised Pretzels, as he's the type of guy who hates everything, which is understandable, as well as Perry the Pirate was taking good care of it. Everyone else is very well written. Visuals is a 4 though. It has some good animation like running in the bear suit with Buford wearing different types of suit in the chase, which is hilarious. And the pretzel thing with the NATO is very cool. And Phineas and Ferb adventure, but not as stunning as the previous episode, but it was fine nonetheless. Importance is a 2. We get more Buford's lore, and entertainment will be a 5 because why not? 18 out of 25. That is not a bad score. It is a good episode nonetheless, even though that we're never going to see the French Fireside Girls again, even though I don't care about them, including Bridget, but overall, it is a very fun episode focused on Buford running with a bear suit and the pretzels. It is very interesting. The 11th episode of this video's breakdown is called Sleepwalk Surprise, written by Kaz and Kim Robertson, premiered on June the 8th, 2012 on Disney Channel US. Candace's plan to hang out with Jeremy are derailed after he becomes interested in playing Phineas and Ferb's newest invention, jetpack volleyball. Meanwhile, when Dr. Doofenshmirtz discovers he invents a needles in his sleep, and he decides to go back into his dreams to find out what is happening.
In the yard staring at your brothers.
We start an episode where Candace is staring at her brothers while she's speaking in her head.
Jeremy, I know who it is.
And that won't be the last time she'll be talking like that.
Phineas, do you know what you're going to do today? Oh no, where's Perry?
If she said where's Perry, I'm gonna count that, or where's something, but she said no where's Perry, so I'm not gonna count that.
Hey Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Poor Candace, she was about to go Jeremy until Phineas said, I know what we're gonna do today. He's like obsessions coming out of her.
Oh. You seen Perry?
All night monitoring Doofenshmirtz.
Maybe you should have taken a break and let other people brief in about the situation.
Behavior. You should tell Mom. Stop telling me.
And they're gonna play with jetpacks, which is cool. I like how you can see the window right there. It is a very cool detail. We've seen that many times in Phineas and Ferb.
First, so I can relax and we can enjoy our Saturday.
So this episode takes place on a Saturday, so it's in the weekend.
Candace, jetpack volleyball, this is a great idea.
Looks like Candace's plan is going to change as Jeremy's going to join in with Phineas and Ferb, which will be the reason why she needs to prevent Linda from busting, which is going to be chaos, but amazing.
Mom can't see this. We don't want to get Jeremy in trouble.
Her plan is going from busting her brothers to stopping Jeremy getting in trouble with Phineas and Ferb.
Right? Things dry.
Okay.
Even though the posing animation is done very well, I do really miss the expressions of season 1 of the face, but it's done very good, and you can hear Linda saying okay as a Canadian accent is coming out.
Oh, oops, gotta go, I gotta guess. So, hey, nice landing pose.
That sounds something familiar that Marvel used.
Woo! Superhero landing.
If I have a nickel that every time that Marvel copied Phineas and Ferb's idea, it will be 2 nickels, which is a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Trapped
Into my lair secretly and building a Nathars in the middle of the night.
a Nathar, look, see, 3 of them.
I know it's 3 a nator, but I'm going to put out to 3 to 48, so I'm still going to count that, even though Doofus will combine it in the end.
I are the only ones who are ever here. We're not building them in my sleep.
And he's been denied that he isn't building nators in his sleep, while Major Monogram's been monitoring him.
Inventing, consciously creating complicated.
He says sleepwalking, more like sleepwalking, inventing, if it makes sense. And look at the dances making. I really like how the poses move in this episode. Candace early, and now him.
Big cupcake?
It can make it awesome to yummy, as it is a big cupcake, which is every type of size there.
Yes, wanted to do this.
Hug.
He invented the Hugginator. Wow, he's like, this is not evil, but this is hilarious.
I can swing up the net.
The song is called Jetpack Volleyball, as Phineas and Ferb and the friends are playing jetpack volleyball in front of us. This looks fun. I like how everyone's having fun playing volleyball jetpack. You can hear Isabella's voice when she said jetpack. I really like how you can see Phineas and Ferb, the Fireside Girls, Jeremy, and all playing volleyball jetpack. Over the Flynn Fletcher's house as Candace and Linda's inside. It will probably be hilarious for that. Evian, what are you doing here? He came out of nowhere. And the volleyball going like a volcano. Very similar to Avatar, the last episode, the beach episode.
Told you they would dry. For dinner tonight, maybe you ought to go to the grocery store. Nope.
She's really trying to distract her mom to get away from the backyard, even though Candace will try a hard effort to make sure until the boys and Jerry is gone.
In the car and go! It's tomorrow. Hit him. Maybe I'll go check.
Oh, ow! And the thing!
She did that on purpose, trying to create a tactic to prevent Linda from going out of the backyard. Very nice.
Let me see.
No, the glow-in-the-dark ones we keep in the emergency kit!
Okay.
Ow, ow, ow.
Candace is delaying the inevitable, and she's doing her best to protect her boyfriend, which is very nice. Wait a minute, this is Flip. Why is it looking like a different angle?
Sleep, I build nice Nathars that work. Feel like I've been up all night, getting sleepy.
Major Monogram was monitoring all night while Doofus is doing the nators all night, and now he's sleepy. And there are a lot of references, the gnomes, giant floating baby head, Balloony, the Gosm, and also Doofus wearing a hat of a fedora while apparently the platypus's tail.
I can't find the bandages. I'm gonna see if the boys want to...
anything together, okay?
Yes, you did. You both went to do something together. Was it when you were riding a bike, and was it when the potato was coming alive?
You look familiar.
This is another trippy scene similar to Monster from the Id, but this time, this is like a weird thing. It's similar to Inception, the movie in 2010.
The inner you. I was trying to help you, you nincompoop.
Inner Doof has some horns, and he's covered in green face with the body. That is pretty hilarious.
The ultimate Nathar. The Keiko Hugga Nathar.
And it's gonna turn into reality as he's gonna combine it once he wakes up. And it's gonna try to work for it, but we all know. Everyone doesn't get covered by the innate as it fades in with chocolate covered in candy and all that stuff.
Hey everybody, it's okay!
Hey, it's the same guy who worked in the dry cleaners, was it, when Buford intimidated him?
Oh, forget about eating it now, it's covered in paper!
Yes, you can, but not eating the confetti part, but it will be impossible. It's like, ugh.
It's finally mine! This way. What?
That's the best way to wake any people up, by giving a slap.
I'm gonna make a plug for you so I can unplug you.
Well, he's running squirrel power. That's how Norm is inside, so you can't do that.
I can't remember how the night moves. Boys will know.
What? No. You know how the night moves? And straight down on the same square.
I like how she's stalling Linda for a little while longer while she's doing the Phineas and Ferb impression while playing chess. This is like a good tactic if you want to get out of the situation.
Oh yeah, you don't talk.
Weird desire to go outside. Pavlovian go outside response.
That's a reference to Pavlov's dog, which is a thing that is referenced for a dog.
Okay, Candace, what's going on?
Now she's starting to get suspicious, which is not good for Candace.
Freakiest dream. Kind of 1940s business beaver. In my dream.
See, sometimes dreams become a reality. If you think about outside the box, you will think about it straight when you dream. And that puts a good plot towards this thing. And it was very trippy of the dream, but it works. And she still hasn't had a smartphone until season 4.
Please hold for some important information.
It's important.
Using the phone to stall your mother like that before it's over. That's a very nice stall tactic right there. It is pretty, I really like the bonding between Linda and Candace, between the two again. We've seen it always, but it's nice to see both of them again. This is the 3rd episode that Candace trying to prevent Linda from seeing Phineas and Ferb's inventions.
Are the best. It's too bad Candace missed the whole thing.
At the Yorkshire Athletic School for In Your Face.
Ferb always come up with weird lines and iconic lines, but he's a man of action after all.
Oh, what is my innator?
Of course, it's the ringtone of Linda, not I Wanna Have Fun, and it's ironic because Linda is listening to it.
Cake.
I like how Perry rolls as a beast as it destroys another innator.
Sit.
Well, this has been a weird afternoon.
Well, you can explain that throughout the whole episode. Everything was weird, from Doofus' perspective, Candace and Linda. Everything is weird, but it's done very well.
This.
Well, it's our 2-month, 9-day anniversary.
So this takes place 2 months after Summer Belongs to You when they both kissed, and it makes sense because this is take place around 8 August, which is near the end of the summer. And remember, Phineas and Ferb said they've hardly done anything in Summer Belongs to You, and this takes place after Dude were getting the band back together on the roller coaster, which makes no sense because it takes place in June. So there are some continuity there, but some make sense, or some are not. Phineas and Ferb are such a wingman to Jeremy and Candace, like the moon farm where it was dry and they gave Candace a dessert for Jeremy, and this episode too, but that won't be the last as we get to My Sweet Ride when they when they fix the car, and they both had a very good time, but we'll get there.
But you are going to clean up all this confetti.
Busted yourself. Quiet, you.
That still lives rent-free to this day, which is hilarious, and I love it.
Tell me about it. This isn't a dream. Oh, isn't it? No, it isn't.
That was pretty funny too. I was thinking, why is his inner self is in there? But he does disappear.
Oh, crud.
The plot will get a 2. And there's plot A, plot B, and plot C, as the first plot focuses on Phineas and Ferb's friend, along with Jerry playing volleyball jetpack. But as the next part of Linda and Candace bonding with each other, which is very, very nice to see, as Candace is stalling her mother because she doesn't want to see Phineas and Ferb's inventions with Jeremy so that he could get in trouble too, as she successfully did, which led them to Doofenshmirtz's plot C, which is my favourite. I really like how Doofenshmirtz is in a trippy dream as he found out he could combine all the innators to make it as a dessert for it, but it turned out he failed once again. Characterization will get 5. I really like how Jeremy plays with Phineas and Ferb's inventions again to have fun along with the Fireside Girls, but I really like how Linda and Candace is bonding with each other with daughter and mother together, and Candace using stall tactics to make sure until Jeremy gets out of the backyard, which she successfully did. But I really like how they're bonding together as they're trying to have fun, which they did in many episodes. But it's nice to see as well as Doofenshmirtz as he is dreaming with his inner self. I really like that idea. It is very trippy, but it's very effective as he wants to create and to cover the dessert with confetti with innators and stuff. It's pretty interesting, and I like the idea, even though he failed once again. And it's good to see Norm as well, along with Perry the Platypus fighting him again. Visuals is a 4. I really like the song of the jetpack volleyball as focused on Linda and Candace, even though it wasn't much animation there with the pacing, which is good. But I really like the tripping dream with the balloony, the gossamer, all that stuff with Doofenshmirtz in himself and covered in confetti with a lot of things with it. It looks very good and there's a lot of things going through it, which is nice. Importance is a 2 and entertainment, you know what the score is. 18 out of 25. Another very good episode. Not great, but another good episode, which keeps the standard of the format of Phineas and Ferb with plot A, plot B, and plot C going to the same direction, connected to each other, which is very, very good. Completing the 12th episode of this breakdown in this video is called Sci-Fi Pie Fly, written by John Murdoch and Mike Milo. If I butchered this name, sorry. Disney Channel US, June the 8th, 2012. Phineas and Ferb create their own flying saucer to help solve the mystery of a recent rash of crop circles. Meanwhile, Candace tries to give up her tattling habit by taking a me day, and across town, Dr. Doofenshmirtz challenged the local pizzeria 37 minutes or it's free rule by using his dough blowinator to generate a powerful current of air to hold the pizza dough afloat individually. Well, someone's feeling grumpy in the morning.
For the day, besides, of course, padding up my cell phone bill.
It's because Candace just keep on calling again and again and again. Well,
It's up in my face. Stay off from exploding face.
well, the episode's gonna have an exploding face with a pizza.
Wow!
I was inspired to pull it out of storage after my, well, heard about the damned old crop circle.
The last time we saw a crop circle was in That's the Spirit, wasn't when Doofenshmirtz become a werecow.
People think they're made by spaceships. Buford, you've been in a spaceship.
And that's a direct callback to Moon Farm, where Buford and Balji and Isabella, along with Phineas and Ferb, were in space with the Moon Farm.
Behaving oddly. Suddenly, I saw a terrific flash of light.
I really like how the color palette changes to Lawrence being covered in green with the UFO being there with the shadow, and that looks so sick. I really like how other shows does it as well, which gives that extra push with animation and the detail with the different color palettes inside, whether you're in the light or in the room.
Irresistible magnetism. My train I was off.
Crop circles are UFOs?
Well, that's going to give them idea to find crop circles and the UFO in this episode.
That can be like that. Know what we're gonna do today. Hey, where's Perry?
Agent P over here.
Major Monogram has a puppet in his hand, and his song is very similar to The Older Man, which is very similar to the lyrics that Major Monogram's singing, which is insane. But how did he get here?
Awful things are going down. Stop, Doofenshmirtz. Just leave. This is really embarrassing.
I haven't heard the song when it said Perry with a different vocal song singer. I think it's Elsie Powell doing the voice, but even Major Monogram's embarrassed, and even he knows this is embarrassing, including us. He is watching a boy and a guy who injured his foot.
Hi, Candace.
Blow up in your face.
And Candace seems pretty chilled about it, and she's trying not to focus on busting, but the next time she tried to be like chilled and all of that while Phineas and Ferb building an adventure, it's in season 5 of the revival, Doofenshmirtz Renegade, in the episode where Candace was chilled about doing her different methods trying to bust her brothers, but it turned out she still failed. I like how Perry Powell's covered in the shadow with the sun as he goes down with the shadow this way. Nice detail.
I'll snug in your cozy little trap.
It's the cheapest way I could find to trap you for my alimony check.
He is waiting on the alimony check as is mentioned again. Looks like Charlene is still giving him money.
And it's a free deal from the local pizza guy.
And this is a reference to Domino's. I don't eat Domino's pizza. I eat other kind of pizzas there. A lot of things. But which is your favorite pizza to buy? Let me know in the comments down below.
The second!
And the guy who's delivered the pizza is Rocco, but Swampy Marsh called him Rocky. But take your pick. But I don't mind both these of it. But he's slowly walking in the door because he's afraid to get his pizza exploded in his face.
Revenge. Cheap revenge. But you know what? He turned it into a special!
So this was before he came up with the plan with exploded pizza on his Rocco's pizza store. And it turned out to be a success.
Oh, blow it, Nathan!
Doofenshmirtz is wearing a jumper but not full long sleeve in another episode instance, as he's wearing a blower net or something in his green sleeve, which is strange, but yeah.
Pizza door loft indefinitely! Front row seat!
Poor Perry the Platypus, he is trapped in Doofenshmirtz's head, which is hilarious.
Why not a hot air balloon or a helicopter?
I like to stay on theme.
Oh, good idea.
Isabella's just like me, and we trying to answer questions on why can't Phineas and Ferb do another way, but I like it how it explained, so I'm glad they kept it in.
Circles have been sighted all over the tri-state area.
You can see the crop circle right there, and it is very big with the circles around it, with design with feet and a lot of stuff. Oh great, there are more of them.
Well, no one asked you farm utensil, Bob.
Yeah, it's Carlos Alaswaki. His voice is very recognizable too, and he also did Bobby Fathers in the show.
My skepticism is boundless.
It is the same design as the other.
I really like how we see it in the flying saucer with Phineas and Ferb facing a different direction with the gang. I really like that though. It gives a more variety.
There must be some sort of pattern.
When you hear Phineas say they must, Phineas' mouth doesn't move.
Oh my god!
My life.
Candace.
A woman's dream.
Jeremy.
Well, she is still daydreaming about her and Jeremy kissing with each other. You already did in Summer Belongs to You, unless it takes place before that episode, which is not in my opinion.
To go live to our correspondent, Gordon Gatsavanimu.
Well, in this episode, Bridget Homashi is voiced by Romy Dames, as just last time she voiced her was in The Secret of Success in season 2. There are some inconsistent with the voice acting. While Bridget Homashi is voiced by April Winchell, while this episode she's voiced by a different voice actor, which is inconsistent problem in Phineas and Ferb.
Sighting of a UFO. A triangle head and the other look like a sideways T. They don't look human at all.
I think this scene is one of the most funniest part in this episode. Mr. Garcia Shapiro's freaking out about the aliens. Yes, Mr. Garcia Shapiro, Isabella's dad, by the way. And Phineas and Ferb look like aliens, but once we get towards the end, you'll see it's actually real.
No, they don't. I'm taking a me day.
It's a store!
Rocco voiced by Guy Fieri, who's known for doing a lot of shows when it comes to food, the network food, which is a lot of things that reference to food.
Everyone having a good time? Stingy jerk! Don't call me these bad guy things.
And Rocco mentioned it straight away that Doofenshmirtz saying terrible things to him.
57 minutes are free.
Guy who set up the traps to slow me down.
Even Doofenshmirtz wanted to get the pizza for free, even though he slowed down, which is the reason why he is his fault, not his. So, again, it kind of is both of their fault, but Doofenshmirtz being slow and Rocco think 37 minutes is free, but it means nothing if the grand scheme of things. Also, Rocco doing the Leaning Tower pizza, which is a reference to a pizza, which is a reference to It's Call It a Maze in season 2.
Enough of your excuses. Doodle!
A doodle, eh?
He's becoming the hula man, even though he's making dough, which is hilarious.
Free pizza for life. You no order my pizza ever again.
If that was me, I wouldn't bet for anything, but Doofenshmirtz have to win if he wants to get pizza for free, otherwise never again.
Bring up the crop circle map. Exactly, because there's nothing to see.
And they found a spot where the non-crop circle has appeared, where the aliens haven't been, and Phineas and Ferb go there. Looks like they solved it after all.
UFO ha llegado a Danville.
¿Por qué los makeup tips so you can look your best for the impending alien invasion?
That is your brother's, right?
And we hear Stacy, and she hasn't appeared since Mom in the House, which is by far one of the weakest episodes of season 3, which I did a short breakdown, but that's actually her last appearance until Where's Perry Part 1. She hasn't appeared a lot in this season, which is strange because it's mostly focused on Jeremy and Candace busting, which makes sense, but lack of Stacy, not what I see from here.
Day. No bust, no blow up in face. Face!
The song is called Non-Reaction Song, which Candace lunges lazily on the sofa while looking at the screen of the TV as Elsie Powell delivers another song, which is amazing. It's weird that it's focused on Candace's point of view, even though she's not singing, which is strange.
Non-reaction.
Danville Pizza Day. It's a treats away.
Categorically deny. I'm flying it.
Look out!
And that indirectly got Perry the Platypus out of Doofus's head, as he's going to do something to stop Doofus. Really never thought it was happening, but it did happen in many episodes, but this one is included.
Hey, where's my chef's hat? I'm going to wipe the floor with you.
You're going with the guy who knows how to make pizza. That is a very bad move.
See, and there will be none.
And that's the second time he does the whale sound since Perry lays an egg in season 2, and also involving while blowing song, which was also in the episode. That is strange that if reference from both episodes from Perry lays an egg.
Hey, as you walk the hall of shame!
I really like how Rocco's smiling while Doofus trying to gloat him. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I will still kick your ass. Doofus versus Blowinator sucking everything around him. Like that kid gets happy while he's getting sucked in. He's like, he's living life. And also, this is the same woman with the baby from, was it when Doofus becomes Hanson? And he said, I don't want your baby. The guy with the grey jumper wearing the green shirt, he's going to be having his episode soon, after Meatless in Seattle. And she carries the baby, and just effortlessly, even though she walks away.
Fun at their parties. But seriously, don't order my pizzas, guys.
You Perry the Platypus!
We can find out why this is the only field in Danville with no crop circles.
Key!
And that is the UFO was trying to find the whole time. This key, and Buford find it. Looks like it's gonna be believing in the aliens too.
Thank you for returning our key.
And they look like the alien version of Phineas and Ferb, which they also have a flying saucer. Who knew?
The only Earthlings that came to our aid in 1977.
The Voyager space probe.
And this is a Voyage program which was launched in 1977. Looks like the aliens got that spot on. Great researching from Swampy Marsh and Dan Proverman, and the writers as well.
Take it easy.
And that won't be the last time we see a UFO flying around everywhere. Once we get to Milo Murphy's Law, shit starts to hit the fan.
Rendering on the news was really accurate.
Whoever this artist is really predicting the future.
When I'm not distracted by panicked phone calls.
I've had a lovely day.
Even though he doesn't try to resist the urge in many episodes, but this is the first time I've seen Candace try to resist the urge to bust her brothers, and she completely annoys it. We need more episodes like this. Not every episode where Candace tried to bust her brothers every episode. But hopefully I remember we do get more of this in the future, which I presume is the case, but I'll look out for it.
Oh, there's Phineas and Ferb. Hi, boys!
I like how you can see Phineas and Ferb and the gang waving back at Linda. And she should have just removed all the pizza and she would have saw the invention. And she would have busted them right there, but overall, Phineas and Ferb got lucky once again. When it comes to Nat in Candace's room, it looks so different, but in this episode, it's coloured in blue pink, which is absolutely mad, but yeah.
In a word.
And this is the first time that the invention doesn't disappear, which is kind of strange. It either gets taken away or Doofus or Sadie is calling it, but it's still here, and Candace doesn't do anything. She really has resisted everything in this episode. Interesting episode for a UFO to appear. As well as it is, the plot will get too. And we have three sides of the plot of Phineas and Ferb and the gang trying to find the UFO, as they found the key towards the end, with a lot of crap suckles going around in the tri-state area and the farms. Plot B focus on Candace watching TV while she's not focused on busting, as it really got her busted urge many times in her head, but not this time. And by the time she doesn't, the invention doesn't disappear, which is strange. It's like the universe is against her, as plot C focus on Doofenshmirtz and Rocco having a dull do until Perry the Purple suck him all over the people, as he has been defeated once again. As it was a hilarious part of this episode, not gonna lie. Characterization will get a 5. I really love how Phineas and Ferb and the gang tried to find crop circles, as they found a key which the aliens have found as well, which looks like Phineas and Ferb, which is hilarious, as many people reporting that, including Bridget Hormoshi, Isabella's dad, who's pretty hilarious in that interview. It's think about it. I really like how Candace tried not to bust the brothers, at least for one episode, until we get another episode of that. And she does, and she focuses on watching TV while not reacting to something, even though it's still here, which the universe is spitting her fate. And Perry the Platypus, even though he did nothing apart from pressing the suck button towards the end, but I really like the duo between Doofenshmirtz and Rocco battling for a doodle together, which is hilarious, and it plays to the strengths of the episode. Visuals is a 5. There's a lot of good visuals, like the flying saucer, Phineas and Ferb as aliens, the song, and also the doll duo and the innators. A lot of things happening, which is playing at the strengths of this episode at 2 places at once. Importance gets a 2, and entertainment is a 5. And we finished this score of a 19 out of 25. A very good episode with the flying saucer, with Doofenshmirtz battling for the pizza, Candace doing nothing. Everything is well thought. Back at 2009 at D23 Expo, that Dan Povenmire put a gag of the Viking is right, as they kept it in for like future reasons.
Overseas to be animated and
or to embrace love for all humanity.
Hey everyone, the Viking is right! The reason he was there the first time is because sometimes we'd be so in such a hurry to do stuff, the incidental characters that were in the scene, you would go into a model pack of characters that have already been designed, and we just draw basic heads and expressions, and they would label these characters, and they mislabeled one from a different model pack that was a Viking. A bunch of people standing around a Danville street, and the Viking has this line. We looked, and sure enough, that was the number we had given them. Somebody had mislabeled it, and I was like, well, just add another line for somebody else to say, the Viking is right. Changed the line to that and made a gag out of it. Those were my favorite things.
At the 64th Emmy Awards, this episode was nominated for Outstanding Short Form Animated Program, for the second episode to be nominated in this category. The first will be in the Monster of Phineas and Ferb, but it lost to a regular show called Excellent, which is one of my favorite scenes of Mordecai being Benson in the hospital. I did a poll on, do you think Excalibur deserves a sequel in the revival? And 73% said yes, while 14% saying maybe, while 9% said not sure, and 5% no, I don't think it will happen. As 73% will vote for yes, as I would love an Excalibur sequel to continue on while Maleficent has escaped. There's still more quests to continue in, and if they do it, then I hopefully make sure that the episode will be as good as this. And also did a poll on which is the evilest version of Doofenshmirtz, as 89% vote for Doofenshmirtz D2, even though it's 19 votes, while 71% vote for Doofenshmirtz, while 24% vote for Doofenshmirtz 1914. You just can't beat Doofenshmirtz D2. Took over the tri-state area, tried to take over the second tri-state area in the prime dimension, and using a whole army of robots. This guy is truly evil no matter what. I'm going to do another poll, but which one is your favorite time shift episode? Doof Dynasty, Tri-Stone Area, Excalibur, The Watcher doing, or Steampunks? Let me know in the community tab when it goes live, and until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.